Next level. Next level.
What's good, YouTube? How we doing? It's been a minute since we've done a Feel Good Friday. I noticed that I have done a spelling mistake in the title, which says Feed Good Friday. And as I've said, it kind of works both ways. I hope you guys are feeding yourself on this Good Friday as well as feeling good. And sometimes I kind of got to feed myself to feel good. Maybe it's emotional eating. Maybe it's just eating. It's a way of life. So how are you guys been? It's been forever since I came on and just hung out with you guys. Um, we are almost 3 months. We're going into the third month of the year, and I haven't really been too active on this YouTube channel. So I thought that I would come on here, kind of tell you guys what I've been thinking, what's been going on, a little bit of it, because the last live stream I did, I didn't know what I was going to do going forward when it came to YouTube. But I don't really have an answer to that one either. But hey, it is what it is. So what's up, King Tech? How's it going? Grunt Streams. Juggernaut, what's up? Jug, I sent you an invite link. If you want to jump on, feel free, man. I'm just hanging out. I know that there's a couple YouTubers that usually go live, like The Butcher at 5 o'clock. I'm not sure how long I'm going to live stream. I'm just really just coming on to kick it with you guys, and we'll see how it goes. I just got home. So usually I do my live streams at like 3:30. So my Fridays have changed slightly in regards to the times when I'm kind of available. So we'll see if this time works or not. I don't mean to be bumping toes with anybody else who's going live. I know usually I send people over to The Butcher. I'm like, yo, go check out The Butcher. He usually has some pretty good live streams, and he's got some pretty interesting people that join him on his panel. So it's always good to share that love, right? What's up, Sohail? What's up, Brad? How you doing? Sam, man, what's going on? What's going on, Paul? How you doing, Paul Briggs? Rob Smith, what's going on? Over Lantern. Yeah, a lot of you guys have been asking, are you going live? Are you going live? Are you going live? Yeah, I took some time to kind of reflect, and the content that I most enjoy on this platform are my live streams when I get to hang out with you guys. I am going to be doing some more videos. I've recorded a couple videos. I just haven't got around to editing them yet. But honestly, I've been spending a lot of time thinking about my future. And I don't mean work related. I mean, am I investing in my future? And I've spent a lot of time this year really trying to understand how to become a better investor. I invest in the stock markets. I have a couple other investments. I've been kind of playing with the stock market for just over a year now, but I haven't really gotten serious with it until 2021, where I really wanted to understand how to make my money work for me and really do the research. And they call it DD in the stock world, but your due diligence. If you're investing in these companies, are you researching about them, the movements that they're making, the difference between short-term and long-term investments? And there's so much stuff going on, and it's just so crazy that literally October, November, I started doing all this stuff and researching, and we are walking into, that was an interesting name. And we were walking into 2021 with Wall Street Bets and GameStop and GameStonk and AMC and all that craziness. So I've had an interesting time following everything, with Wall Street Bets being on Reddit and the millions of people on there, and how the groups have kind of merged everywhere else, being on Discord. I'm in several of the Wall Street Bets groups on Telegram, even that have over 100,000 people in it. And I've learned quite a bit from there, to be honest. They have a lot of phone conversations. So Telegram has this feature where you can kind of have a voice platform and everybody can just jump in. You can listen or you can talk. So I've heard some very interesting conversations, a lot of them stock related, a lot of them cryptocurrency related. And some of them just related to everyday life. Like we've had scientists that were talking about the vaccine and just things that are going on around you, that it's kind of good that if you're in the know. So there was a lot of good information that I was paying attention to. But the title of this, I know it says Feed Good Friday, but it's usually my Feel Good Friday. So if you're tuning in, I hope that you are feeding yourself and feeling good. The second half says, what tech are you using to invest in yourself? I've always been the kind of person that has tried to take technology and make it do the absolute most for me. I mean, we look at Fire Sticks and Android boxes. A lot of what we do with them now, they weren't intended to really do all that stuff. The platform allows it, so we do it, right? It's always about pushing that barrier. How do we get the most out of our technology? And when I talk about investing into our future, there was a podcast that Rojas and I actually recorded. You guys are going to laugh about this, but Rojas and I have been so busy that literally 1 o'clock in the morning, I messaged him and I'm like, there's no podcast for Friday morning. And our podcasts come out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And we had recorded so much content by the end of last year that we had like months in advance that we had podcasts like booked up and interviews and stuff that we've recorded together. And we are slowly changing the flow and kind of how the podcast works, right? So that we can create better content for you guys, right? So the podcast is really cool. But this morning we were like, shoot, we forgot to record the podcast for this morning. And it's crazy because if I don't put out the podcast for 8 o'clock in the morning, I will get messages by lunch saying, what happened to your podcast? Because people do listen to it on their drive into work, which I never really expected people will want to listen to me at work while they're driving into work, while they're working. It's kind of cool that I'm able to entertain people, get them through their work day, whatever they're dealing with in their day. That's probably the coolest part about the podcast, that we're able to take away the craziness of the world and just get past it so you can just get through your day. And if we can help in any way, that's the best thing possible, right? So 1 o'clock in the morning, we're talking and we're like, let's record the podcast at 1 o'clock in the morning. That came out today. And that podcast was talking about investing in yourself. So I actually have a guest that has decided to join me. I'm actually surprised he's got some free time. So everybody, welcome Jugs to the street. And he's eating Good Friday. There we go. There's a good introduction. What you got? And do you have some for the whole class?
It was a muffin, a huge muffin. It was a Costco muffin.
Yeah, those are good. Those are good. So, Jugs,
Yeah.
how you been, man? It feels like this year has been interesting. We haven't talked to a whole lot of us a whole lot. I know that you've been busy. I think you've had a new job. You're driving now?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm driving, but I changed what I'm doing. So now I'm
Again?
Yeah. Well, it's the same company, but now I'm what's called rural. So now I leave my home base instead of just doing in the city. I travel, like 10 hours and stuff like that. And
Right.
So
Are you going to come to Ontario anytime soon or what?
never know. We get freight from Ontario every day. Every day.
So I know that we've talked a little bit, and in regards to kind of investing, we've just started talking recently. A lot of people don't know, but I've when I started to get a little bit more serious, I'm not going to say that I'm a professional investor. I'm just trying to be more conscious about investing in myself, right? My question to you, since you're jumping on here, is what piqued your interest recently? Or were you always kind of interested, or what kind of was your tipping point where you're like, I'm going to do this? Because recently you opened a stock account.
Yep.
Right. And a lot of people are getting into commission-free platforms because it makes sense if you don't have a whole lot of funds to get in there. Right. So tell me a little bit about that story.
Well, I've always kind of been interested in it, but I'm just learning it. So I didn't understand it previously. And I've never had anybody that I talked to on any type of level that knew or was also doing it. And you are. So when you started talking, like, saying, here, do this, and you actually gave me some guidance. First off, you said, do this, click this, do this, buy this. And I did. And I made money from it within an hour. I'm like, okay, time to jump in there and start doing more. And then, like, just as recently, like the other app that you told me to download, that I can watch real-time stuff is awesome. Like, I mean, like on one screen I have that going, and then I have the other one. So, and I'm doing things. and illegally doing it while I'm driving.
Oh,
Oops. Whatever. But yeah, it's just like it's because someone that I know, yourself, specifically, and someone that I trust, that the information that you're giving me is something that you're learning yourself, or you've been using it, it's worked for you,
right?
And you're not just saying go out and learn or go out and do this. You're saying this is what's worked for me,
right?
And try this. And then I've asked, like, well, give me a straight, what should I get? And you said, get this. But I can't guarantee it's gonna,
100%.
We're both doing the same thing, and it's actually worked out.
Right. So there's a couple rules of thumbs that I usually, when people talk to me about investing, I say, never use money that you need. Yep. Right. If it's money that if you could scrounge up 4 coffees instead of 5 for the week, right? You could put away $2, $3, whatever it is per week. It does add up. And when you're dealing with these commission-free stock platforms, you're able to buy penny stocks for a couple dollars.
Yep.
And then you can turn that couple dollars into 10, and you could turn that 10 into 20, and it keeps going from there. And some of these stocks are growing at such an exponential rate. You never know where it's going to be in a year from now or 2 years from now. I've seen stocks that I invested in October that have gone up 2,000% because of cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane. Now, obviously, as fast as you can make money, you can lose money. So one of the other rules that I tell people is, when you see profit, take it. Right?
Yep.
I see so many people.
It's like the founding advice that you gave me is be patient. Be patient on there, but also don't just sit on things. So that's what I've been doing. NxtLvLTech got me to install an app that I can do trading on it, and that, so it's on my phone. But he also introduced me to a real-time ticker, so it gives me Elon lost 15.2 billion, by the way, 619 OTA.
He's no longer the richest person in the world.
Yeah, but I have a real-time ticker which will give me graphs. It gives me rotating amounts pre-market. So something that I had to learn is that there are, when the market's closed, because it's only open to the public during certain times, there is things that are happening in the background, and it's up and down. And I jumped on something yesterday. Like, people may ask if they're out there and they're thinking about it. I started with $100. And right off the bat, I made like $12, and I was saying, like,
12%.
Yeah, and then I was like talking to Next Level, and I said, I'm sitting on this, it's going up and down. And I even used the words like, I bought a bunch of shares into this company, it just tanked. He said, be patient. Basically, he's like, shut the F up and quit messaging me every 10 seconds. But so I sat on that, and then he introduced me to that real-time app that it was showing me, and I jumped on something there, and I bought 20 shares of something. It cost me 20 shares,
$1 or something.
Yeah, it cost me like $26 or something like that.
Yeah.
When I cashed out, it was $78 that I cashed out.
Was that naked?
No, it was AIKI.
AIKI is good. It's very interesting what we're seeing in the market. A lot of the companies today are some form or another investing into a cryptocurrency portfolio. They'll do something completely random, and then all of a sudden they're mining cryptocurrency. And I think that the reason is that they're diversifying their portfolio so that when the crypto market starts to go back up, their assets are bigger, so that if they start to take more of a loss, then they're still up, right? Some people are talking about like cryptocurrency, saying that Bitcoin's going to get to 100,000, but there's also a lot of people saying that it's going to drop significantly before it does, which it's doing right now. So people are asking, or at least I was wondering to myself, why would someone like Elon Musk drop $1.5 billion into Bitcoin if everyone was saying it was going to tank? And I found the answer to that one. Do you know what it is, Jug?
No.
These companies that are publicly traded have to report their financials quarterly.
Yep.
So if Bitcoin tanks, he can claim a loss, But if it goes up, he doesn't claim a profit unless he sells it.
Yep.
So it's tax sheltering.
Well, that's the one thing that I learned too, is any company or that is traded publicly is they have to be transparent with their financials. You can look at their financials. I've been doing watching a lot of Reddit, a lot of Warren Buffett type things. What I feel like, one thing Warren Buffett does, is his advice is you don't look at the stocks. Don't look at the prices of the stocks. When he invests into the business. So he looks into the business. He looks into their financials that's publicly available. And that's what he invests in. But obviously you're looking at people who have millions and billions to play with. Yeah. What I feel that is happening, and because I jumped on now, it kind of reminds me when I got into being a YouTube creator. And I got into being a YouTube creator with, the K app and everything else that is happening and stuff like that, when it was a different type of wave where we're really restricted on YouTube, and because of what we were doing, and I include myself in that, even and what we were doing influenced people into purchasing things or guiding them towards things. Now with the stock, I got into this learning of it where it's social media driven
100%
now. And that power, if people don't really realize it, it's the power of the people, period, that is guiding our planet's wealth. When I'm reading into all this now, everything stuff like that, I'm like, wow, man. And it's just insane. The things that you learn and a lot of the stuff that people don't know,
I'm glad you just said that, because I had a conversation with one of my friends today, and I literally said, I feel like all of this stuff that's going on right now with Wall Street bets, with the stock market, everybody is finally becoming more aware of all the shadiness that I don't want to point fingers, but the wealthy people have been doing to perpetuate that wealth gap, right? Yep. For instance, I started looking into the stuff that's going on in the States right now, right? So we're looking at the stock market being red. It was red for yesterday, it was red today, and it was red the day before. And I'm like, what's causing it? And the only answer that I could find, which I still don't fully understand yet, and I'll be honest, when I don't understand something, I'll tell you guys flat out. But it has, from my understanding, it has something to do with the treasury bonds. Now, the treasury bonds in the States is how the States makes their money to put out their stimulus packages. So the stimulus packages are being voted on by the latest Saturday. And because they're not out yet, no one's buying the current treasury bonds, because the new ones are supposed to be paying better interest rates. So everyone's holding off to purchase the new treasury bonds. And there's some really interesting things that are being voted on this weekend. If you guys are in the States, you guys got to do your research, because they're talking about, obviously the stimulus packages, but they're also talking about things like child tax benefits being paid out monthly. I mean, that's kind of cool. But the other kicker is they're talking about minimum wage going from $7 to $15 by 2025.
Right. Yeah.
And to me, that's scary. I don't know about you guys, right? Sometimes I like to bore the crap out of my son, but that's what he got to listen to me talking about on the drive home today. I was like, do you know why someone would increase the minimum wage? So I gave him a whole spiel, right? If the government needs to increase their cash flow, they increase the minimum wage, they're able to tax the economy at a higher rate, right? They're able to make more money, because what happens? Businesses can't afford to pay the minimum wage. They increase their products and services prices, right? And then they tax on the products and services, and they tax on the labor.
Yep.
These companies can't even afford to keep their doors open right now.
Yeah, it is it is eye-opening when people think about it. I don't know how it works in the States, but I know in Canada, example is when you are at a job and you pay into a pension.
Yeah.
And especially unions do it. It's part of the mandate for unions. But I mean, when you pay into pension, not just CPP, if they have a pension plan for your work, right. A lot of people don't realize how they generate money is they invest your pension.
Mm-hmm.
That's why there's always so much negotiations in the background for the sliding rule for pensions, or how people can receive their pensions when they're done. If it's a defined rate, so like you get this percentage for the rest of your life, or they can do where it goes up and down with market value, things like that. So you can get screwed. It's because that's how the money is made to grow the pension, to take care of people when they go to get their pension, is they invest it. The stock market, they invest into
A lot of things.
companies, they invest into health. It's just, and I didn't know all this, and I'm reading it, and then I went and looked, because I worked, some people may know, is I was 9 years at the College of Medicine at the University of Saskatchewan. So I went and looked at my pension package and stuff like that, and I just never opened it, never read it. It's like, okay, well, all right, I can collect my pension, or stuff like that. And I looked at it, and it told me where it was investing my money. I'm like, what? It is. I'm like, that is crazy. Like, it's just learning these things. And this I'm doing, okay, I've been doing it for about a month now, right? It's about a month.
Less than a month now, probably.
Less than a month. I start with $100, and when I close today, I'm at 180.
And that's during a bear market right now. The market's bloody red because you've been following which rules? See profit, take profit, don't be greedy, and be patient.
And patient. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what I've been doing, and looking into it, using different resources, and what I do is I go out there, and I'm a TikTok fanatic. I fall down the rabbit hole on TikTok, and I went to look, and if I went on my TikTok now, all the things that I follow, I probably follow maybe now 100 different personalities on there.
Really?
I guarantee you 60 of them are all talking about stock market.
Really?
Oh yeah, there's a ton of them to do tips and stuff. So when I hit that, and some they talk about it, this and this, I go to see if my app, because the wealth one does not do some of them.
So I'm gonna stop you real quick right here. Is the reason Jugs keeps saying certain things in Canada, we only have one commission-free trading platform, which is Wealthsimple. In the States, you have Robinhood and Webull, which blows the crap out of Wealthsimple. In those, you're actually to get real-time tickers, like as they're moving up and down. In some of them, you're able to trade aftermarket. Some of them, you're able to trade different cryptocurrencies. We're very limited here in Canada. So sorry to cut you off. I'm just giving you some context to that.
No, so then when they go to talk about something, and the first thing I do is, okay, can I trade in this? And then that's when I flip to the finance app to see where it's at live, and you go to the 5-day, the month, the year, look at the trends, look at where it's going. Excuse me, that live app, you if you scroll, it tells you the percentages, and it tells you how many shares are out, and I'm learning all stuff like that. Yeah, and it's just and I'm going with my gut. I'm going with the old adage that, buy low, sell high.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. But I'm watching I'm not trying to take it to where people lose their mind. Like, oh, okay, I bought it at 30 cents and now it's at 90 cents, but it's going to go to $2 and I'm going to wait. I look at what I like about the Wealth app like that, because it'll tell you what your percentage is and if gains or loss, eh?
Total,
Yeah, and when it comes, well, like for every stock that you buy, you just scroll down and it'll say, okay, you're at 2% profit. Mm-hmm. Well, when I hit, I stick to 33%. The reason 33% is because there's the conversion. That's how this app makes its money. Right. Is if you're buying a U.S. stock, they do the conversion. So they'll convert when you buy it, convert when you sell it. So they take their percentage. That's how they do that, right?
100%.
Yeah. So I'm walking away with 30%. That's what you said is a good 30% compound. So I'm sticking to it, and it's working. And believe me, I'm happy that I'm up like the $79. But there was a time that I was down to $80 from my 100.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was just like, oh, let's just buy a bunch of shit. And I'm like, this one looks good. This one, and then I started looking at like the graphs, and I'm like, oh, that went down to 50 cents, and I just bought it at $1.80. What? What's my problem? Okay, be patient. Be patient. And you said, if I could show you people on there how many times he said to me, be patient, be patient, be patient, be patient.
But I get it all the time, right? Because I have a really bad habit of when I learn something, I try to share with as many people as possible. It's terrible, I know. But I've showed a lot of people some of the things that I've learned with investing, and some people, most of the people are brand new to this stuff, and it's exactly the same story. I have people that are like, oh, this isn't for me, my stocks are down, my stocks are still down, my stocks are down. But for the returns that you get, imagine how long that you would have to leave your money in a bank to get certain returns, right? Your bank pays you what percentage? See, if you look at all the businesses or the wealthy people that treat their finances like a business, there's one major rule. You pay yourself before you pay anybody else. When you put your money in a bank, they're giving you what? 3, 4%, 5%. You'll be lucky if you get more than 5%.
Yeah,
But they're going to take that same money that you're putting in to invest and loan it out for double. They're paying themselves before they pay anybody else. Before they pay you interest, they're taking interest. You understand?
Yep.
Right? People will debate, say Albert Einstein was one of the smartest people ever. Albert Einstein failed math, but it's all debatable. It's all perspective, right? I'm sure when Albert Einstein was around, people didn't look at him as he was the smartest person. People usually seem to get certain kinds of fame after they pass away for some reason. But he said, compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it.
Yeah.
So when I tell people, when you see profit, take your profit and then take it and reinvest it, right? When you get to a certain point, start taking out your money, take your principal back out, be comfortable, play with the money that came out of thin air, right? Because that $80 you have in your account right now, you didn't really do a whole lot, but it's, you just kind of threw a couple dollars at it. You played with some numbers and it magically appeared. It's not what we're used to. We're used to like physical labor and going out and working and getting money. We're looking at a couple numbers on a screen. We're throwing a couple dollars at it and we're watching it go. It's crazy.
Well, the numbers that I stuck to that you said to me was a 30% compound.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you're selling your the things you said, well, right now when you go to sell the shares that you bought, just sell them all. Later when you start making some money, you go into 70-30 cut like that. Right. So what I'm starting to do is once I've reached the $200 mark, so I've had my 100 invested and made $100, then I'm going to start doing the 70-30. The 70-30 is I'm taking 30% out and putting it into a savings, and taking the 70, and that's what I'm going to continue to do the high, try to do the faster turnover ones, and the original 100, I'm starting to invest that into longer term ones, and then just keep growing those.
Your portfolio.
Yeah.
Look at you, Jugs, like some kind of financial advisor over there.
Well, if anybody who's interested in doing stuff like that, and they join the Telegram group that Next Level has, there's so much information out there. But if you're looking to get rich or make a whole bunch of money right off the bat, it's not going to happen. A TikToker because a lot of things that are out there for TikTok, and everybody is always making money, just different revenue streams. They talk about affiliate marketing. And what happens, I see a lot of TikToks, and I've called them out on it and things like that. It's just because I fell down that rabbit hole of affiliate marketing, and I was on this track to where these people talk about they make so much money and all shit like that. But then I was having to buy things. I was having to spend money on it, and it wasn't investing in myself. It was investing in someone else telling me that this is what I should be doing, and then I just said, screw it. So That's what I see on TikTok. The one guy was saying, if I could tell anybody who is looking to invest is the biggest thing that you have. And then he just you have 60 seconds in TikTok, and he waits and he waits and he makes you wait a lot. And then he says, a lot of you people aren't going to wait till the end to hear the secret. A lot of you people are just going to scroll. A lot of you people don't have what it takes. But if you're still here during this right now, you're learning this is what it takes if you're going to do some investing. And 60 seconds, and the last thing he says is patience. Patience, dedication, and patience. You want fast money, then you have to have, if you want fast money, you have to have fast money. We see this, like, when you showed me your one balance because of this one game, to me, I'm like, damn, like that was wow.
But
then,
sometimes you have to show people that to convince them that it's possible.
well, and then we look at people who like, oh, I made this and I made this, I made 1,000, I made 10K here, made this, stuff like that. Okay, but what they're failing to do is they're I consider those motivational. I don't consider those tutorials. The reason I do that is the difference between that is you're getting up to the levels that I've seen other people talk about, the 10Ks, the things like that, but you're teaching people fundamentals to get there. These people say, this is how I got it. Right. If you want it, pay for it.
Right.
Well, okay, well, yes, that is a way to go, but what they're doing is they're not giving advice the way you did it, and all they're doing is showing the end result that they're currently at. So that's a motivation. That's not a tutorial.
My thing is I'm no professional. I'm just like you, Jugs, right? I'm in the grind just like everybody else. I'm trying to learn as much as I can. To me, I have no right to charge for anything, right? My research that I do, what I share, anybody could do it. I'm not showing you guys charts and analyzing patterns and showing you guys, oh, this is a cup and handle pattern and a flagpole pattern and all that kind of stuff. I'm just doing my own research saying, hey, these stocks look kind of good to me. Do your research, see what looks good to you. And I like it because I haven't really seen anybody talk about investing in our streaming community at all. And yep. I really think that we need now more than ever to really think about investing. Because when we think about retirement, when we think about our pension, what's really going to be around? Like I was talking to my son on the ride home today, and I was like, yo, you think $1 million is a lot? When you're ready to retire, everyone's going to need a minimum of more than $1 million. Everyone's going to have to be a millionaire to retire.
Yep.
Minimum.
No, you can't. And it's eye-opening. Like, it's serious. Like, getting into this and stuff. And I agree that. And I say we, not as like just you and I, but I mean, right. We as a community need to have something to do about investing in that, because you need to invest in yourself. And if we want to put it into a visual term or a baseline term for everybody who's watching on this, is for the amount that you buy a good, reliable Android device for services or things like that, for one time, you can invest and start making money. I put in $100 Canadian. So, that's like a dime US, and I'm already making money from that. I'm not making money where I'm like, oh, I can retire, but I'm making money that I'm going to be compounding on. And that's the big thing too, compounding. I'm going to keep going and investing in myself, right. And just be patient. My wife's like, can I get in on this? Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely, honey. So stuff like that. Somebody asked how many
your affiliate link.
Yep. How many trades do you average approximately today or daily? Today I bought 6. I bought into 6.
Today's kind of unprecedented. Everything's down.
Yep.
So if you had some money put aside, this week's kind of good. But I will tell people you're going to have to be patient, like super patient. These stocks may take a week to come back up because we don't know when those treasury bills and what's happening in the States is going to go through. Be patient. Don't be scared. Don't get emotional. This is where you're investing with money that is not crucial to your livelihood right now, right? You want to make sure that you can get through. A couple shout outs real quick. I saw Preppy Mama in there. What's up? She's at work right now. Rojas, I see you. Rojas said he couldn't jump on right now because he's uploading videos. He's always on that grind. Canuck Mark, thanks for joining in. Shrink and Sharon, always good to have you in the chat. Patty D, Canuck Gal, 619. Jeremy, a whole bunch of people. I got 37 people in here. I'm just happy when I have anybody in here. I'm even happy if it was just me and Jugs having this conversation, I'd be elated. You know what I mean? Yep. I see a couple of you guys joining the Telegram group. I strongly advise you to read that pinned post because I took some time and I explained my mentality in that pinned post. And I think that I wrote it pretty damn well. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but it does give you kind of an idea of how to get started when you're dealing with some of the stocks when you're first getting started, right? It gives you an idea of what to do in the very beginning, when you start to build your risk factor, and when you go from there, how to diversify and stuff like that. So there is a little bit of information. Again, it's just a pin post, so it's not all the information in the world. There's a lot more that you can learn outside there, but it's crucial that you guys start investing in yourself before you pay your bills, before you pay anything else, right? You guys are more important than the bills that you have to pay. At the end of the day, as long as you're alive, you need to be investing in yourself. Even if it's $5, you need to have money to make money.
Yep.
Right. Like Jug says, he started with $100. He's up 100 and he's up 80%.
Yep.
80% in a month, right? No bank is going to give you that. You imagine you put $100 in your savings account. You'd be lucky if you get $1.
Yep. And it is. And I knew absolutely nothing. I looked at things and I still know very little, but I'm going with the information that I have and the information I get, I'm staying in my lane, which I, to clarify is the information that is given to me. I react on that and trade within that informational package that I've gotten or learned or like that, and not try to veer out like, I'm going to do this because I heard this, like I do my research and things like that, but things got to move. You move fast. That's the thing is you get the information. So, and the more information I'm gathering, the more that I can make educated trades on there. And there is no way, unless you have somebody who's doing illegal insider trading, to know what's going to happen. Like I said, right off the bat, I made $12. And then I think in the next 3 days, I went down to like, I think it was $78 or something like that. So I lost money. And I was like, what the fuck? I don't like this. I'm like, and the reason is because I took $50 of mine and $50 of my mother's. She wanted to get in on it. So we made the 100. And now we're almost double that. And I'm going to keep going and keep going. So, I mean, and I don't jump on trends. I'm the same. Started with 100. I'm at 180. Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome, Preppy. Like, I mean, when you think about it, that you got to lose the mentality of it's a get rich, not a get rich platform. Definitely, if you have money,
right,
you can get rich, but you're risking to lose that amount of money. Those who play with thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions, and billions, that's why they can do it. They have that money,
So quick shout out to the one always showing support. I know he's been super busy with work. He's finally made it to a live stream. So appreciate the donation, man. I just appreciate you guys coming out and hanging out with me. The subject of today is to invest in yourself. So, don't throw your money at me. Throw your money at yourself. Put it in your pocket. Make it work for you. Make your money work for you. I mean, if you want to donate to me, go ahead. I'm not going to say no, but I would really like it if you guys, put that $100, your first $100, and just start playing with it. If $100 is going to break you, then it's okay. Start with $10, start with 20, start with 30. The craziest thing is, Jugs, when you were growing up, did your parents ever play with stocks?
No.
Well, when we were growing up, my dad used to go to the bank a lot, right? I don't think he did stocks. I'm not sure. But a lot of what we do online today, you had to go into a bank to do.
Yep.
Right. There was no computers sitting at home doing online banking. There was no crazy smartphones where you could do trades in your hand. The amount of applications and the amount of access to information that we have today, immediately as soon as it comes out, is absolutely insane. A company can literally put out a press release. Well, forget that. A company could literally tweet an idea and you can invest in it. Elon Musk can say the word GameStonk and cause GameStop to go to $500. Like, it's crazy the amount of access and platforms we have in the States, right? So just so you guys see the ratio, in Canada, we have Wealthsimple, and that's it when it comes to commission free. In the States, you have Robinhood, you have Webull, even Cash App, which a lot of people use, allows you to trade some stocks and some cryptocurrencies. And a lot of people don't know this. A lot of you guys in the States have some crazy platforms that really can help you out. And if you start with a few dollars that you don't even think about, you never know where it's going to be. Wealthsimple, as well as I talked to Rojas, but there's one called Acorns in the States. They actually have the ability to grab your rounded change from your bank account and invest it into certain platforms and portfolios, right? This is the equivalent of when we used to come home and throw our spare change in that bowl by the door.
Yep.
Right. And when people used to save those big water jugs and fill it full of pennies.
I used to do Texas Mickeys.
Texas Mickeys. There you go. And just fill it up for the next Texas Mickey. Right.
Yeah.
But I look at things like in Canada, I'm sure Jugs, you'll agree with this, but if you drink alcohol, it's freaking expensive here. It is expensive. You'd cut back a drink a week, and that's what, 50, 60 bucks, depending on what you're drinking. Like, I'm talking liquor.
Yeah.
Right. And if you're going to tell me you don't have $100, but you're drinking a Texas Mickey, you're drinking some form of hard liquor a week, maybe even a month, you can't put away $100. Come on. I mean, we got to be smarter than that as people. We got to be smarter. We got to invest in ourselves 100%. So,
well, and the reason that I like this, and I would suggest this to people, is we are the whole community that we have. Not to say it originated around, but it circles around. We use the terms like either cutting the cable, shaving the cable, cutting the cord, saving money, getting more bang for the buck, or things that you can actually get either for free or for very little charges and stuff like that. But everything that we talk about, all that information from the K app to the live stuff to the devices, to no matter who's doing it and no matter who's out here doing the game changers and everybody and everything like that, that saves us. It does help people save some money, but it's not investing back into yourself. You are monetarily and physically building up things like getting devices or starting YouTube channels or doing things like that. This here is you're investing in yourself. You have the opportunity to actually have a return of money that you can keep building on for very little. And I was scared to do it because I didn't have the information. And I'll tell you right now, I will gladly talk about it and anything that I've done, but I can never guide anybody for a long period of time and stuff like that. But I'd love to be able to. I'd love to be able to show somebody like how Next Level showed me in less than a month. I'm 80% profit. And it's not a get rich quick scheme, as they called it, or a platform. I don't like scheme because scheme kind of means like scam, but a scheme means the platform. Like it's not a quick get rich, even though there is the opportunity, like that thing where GME, GameStop. If people were part of Reddit and you're getting all those resources and you were able to jump on that, you could have made a lot of money, right? Next Level.
You could have, yeah, for sure. I know. I follow lots of people on Twitter. Twitter is amazing for stock information. If you don't have Twitter, highly recommend it. I talk a little bit about on a podcast that's coming up, so I'm not going to get too deep into that stuff, but one of the accounts that I follow said that they started with 15,000 US jugs. In 9 months, they made it to $1 million, right? I think it was like a month. Like a month after that, they made it to 2 million. And then 2 weeks after that, they made it to 3. And when I looked at the screenshots they were posting, you're looking at $1 million and then a 35% flip, right? That's $300,000. Yeah. Right. So when I started to look back at some of the teachings that I was like talking to people about what's worked for me, those 30% flips is the exact same thing that these people up there are doing, just larger numbers. Like Jugs, if you would have started with 10 grand, 80%, if you were up to 18 grand in a month, that's insane.
Yep.
It's all a ratio. You need to have money to make money. So when you start to put aside that $5-10, right? Like I told my son, I'm like, you start putting away $5 a week from now until you hit your 20s. Yeah, you might only have $500, but what you could do with 500 versus if you're living paycheck to paycheck, it's a difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a difference.
It is just, this is one of the things like, as people know, when I do my channel, I'm still involved with, my K app and the titanium and juggernaut and all that in my YouTube channel. But this has sparked something in me that I want to do a lot of this too. But I have a lot of other endeavors like that I have going on, like with the Ultra Seed Box, all that stuff. Anyways, and it's just, but this is something I do. Like I'm investing in myself to where like I have my phone. you know, like, and I'm sitting here and there's people looking. I've been looking down and things like that because I'm watching stocks. Like I'm watching where I don't like the red line, but
sorry to cut you off, but real quickly, it is 5 minutes after 5. If you guys are looking for streaming content, I'm sure you'll find it with Dabs. I feel no ways if you guys want to go check out Dabs.
Yep.
I'm going to continue because I really enjoy this conversation, and I'm going to stay on. No offense to Dabs. I'm sure he's okay with it. But if you're looking for that streaming content, make sure to go check out Dabs because I like to share the love no matter what you guys want to do. I'm here. Jug's here. Dabs is here. I think that even Superdell's on later. So everybody is giving a different form of themselves out there. I just think that for years, not to cut you off, Jugs, I think for years, us as YouTubers have showed you guys how to save money. We've even shown you guys how to make money. But we haven't really showed you guys how to make that money make more money.
Yeah, how to grow money. How
to live. Everyone's living paycheck to paycheck these days. So I need to change that in myself if I'm going to teach anybody else. So yeah.
And I agree. This is something that I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to bullshit people. Is when I first wanted to jump in, I thought $100. Okay. I had $100, but my mom said, hey, well, how about I give you 50 and we'll go half first. And I'm like, absolutely. Let's try it out. If we lose $50 each, we lose $50. Like, you know, okay, move, big deal. And we're haven't lost any money. Like I said, I was down a few dollars, but I mean, like I'm up in the profit and it's just continuing. It doesn't stop. So it's like, this is something that is the power is there. I mean, like, holy smokes.
And this is the reality of it, right? More and more of us have been forced to work from home. And then more and more of us is like, do we have a job? What are we doing? So before something really bad happens, we have to start building that cushion. If you are living unemployment check to unemployment check, I strongly advise you to take your passions and figure out how to sell it for $1. I know that sounds weird, right? People usually are uncomfortable, right? I mean, these things here, none of us got a job that paid us a paycheck to work on these things. Nobody did. Anybody who helped somebody, a lot of people have been thrown a couple dollars, some change. Maybe they don't charge for it. Maybe they barter for something. Maybe somebody gave them a pizza. I don't care. But being knowledgeable in certain things has returned some way, some form, right? If you're passionate about something, there's people out there that'll pay for your passion. They'll pay for your skills. They'll pay for your time. Understand that and figure it out. Preppy Mama, right? I've been pushing her. She's probably listening. I don't know if she's going to laugh or whatever, but I've been pushing her to start a YouTube channel, Jugs. I don't know if you know, but she started a YouTube channel.
Yep.
And the last video that she put out hit 1,000 views in a day. I can't even do that on this channel anymore. I can't even do that on this channel. Like, blows my mind that I have almost 36,000 subscribers and I can't get 1,000 views on a video.
Yep. My wife and I both are subscribed to her channel. My wife follows her and has actually done 2 or 3 of her DIY things. Yeah, my wife loves watch. She has one on there that my wife really loves, and we're probably going to grab the stuff to do it this weekend. Is it's like the small 3-panel. I think it's like love.
That is absolutely brilliant. Everyone's like, "How did you do that with a toy?"
Yeah. So we're like, there's so much, and my wife is just watching. What are you doing? And I'm watching Preppy Mama stuff, and she says next level's wife, and then she's like, I want to go because I want to go to the thrift store, I want to go to the Dollarama, and we have dollar store like all right here in our town. She said, I'm gonna go grab stuff and things like that. Yeah, it's just,
guys, I'm gonna show you this because this is a really, really good example. Think outside the box. Preppy Mama is literally going to the dollar store and teaching people how to take that stuff to the next level. People would actually buy this content. I'm going to share my screen real quick just so you guys can understand what Jugs is talking about here. And this stuff has been blowing people away. So look at this. She literally took this toy set from the Dollar Tree, right? And you can see it. she why is it so blurry? Terrible. But you can see she takes off the stuff from the inside. It's just the frying pan, right? She starts adding little things from the dollar store. She preps it up. By the time it's done, look how good that looks. People were like, the dollar store sells frying pans? No, these are toys. But this is what I'm talking about, people. If you got a passion, if you got an idea, think outside the box, right? I've watched so many videos of crafting stuff, but I've never seen someone take a toy and make a DIY project like that. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, the one that she has, and it's for her the spotlight one where it's the hug, kiss, love one.
Mm-hmm. Brilliant.
That's the one. We'll show you when we start putting things up in the house. We're gonna take pictures of them.
Awesome.
Because like it's just like just little things like that, like how I look at life differently, thinking outside the box, like you said, when it comes to trying to live my life as in just to earn money. The biggest challenge and the thing that I stick to is different lines of revenue.
Right.
Okay. So different lines of revenue. Now within those, I have learned, patience, understanding, research, and knowledge, and pay it forward. Okay. Well, then I'm living a different life. I'm not living paycheck to paycheck. Well, it's it's 2021, so it's direct deposit to direct deposit. But
pay stub to pay stub.
Yeah, that's exactly it. But as little as a year ago, as a year ago, I was because of my life before. I don't have credit cards. I don't have a line of credit. I don't have my credit is actually way better now. And I just happened to stumble on a few things where I got lucky, where I was able to buy a brand new car, then making payments and then working hard at that, still screwing it up. The car got repoed, voluntary repoed. I couldn't make the payments, so I said, just take it back. Had to wait 2 years, tried again, yada, yada, yada. I was living paycheck to paycheck. I don't own the house I'm in. That's just by choice. I like to rent because I don't want to be the person that if my furnace breaks, I got to spend $8,000 on a line of credit where I'm paying it back plus interest. I have a huge house. And all I have to do is pay my bills. I drive I have a Harley. I have a couple cars, things like that. And I'm not in the lifestyle that I used to be before. I am doing YouTube personality things. I have my service stuff. I have this stock investments and things like that earn me money, and I have a full-time job, which I love doing.
Right. So
I mean, and I'm able to do this like on the side. Like it's just crazy. I kind of stammer because my brain is going a little bit faster. That's my ODD, my defiance disorder. I just wish people just try it. Just try some things. You held up a fire stick. I see a lot of people who follow, the advice of you. They follow Dell, Bo, who's the one I don't like, whatever, all that stuff, but you have different paths. You've gotten information in order to generate money and be your own bosses, which is awesome because that information is out there. And I applaud anybody and everybody who puts that information out there. But if you were to take just 2 in the States, they're cheaper. So 2 fire sticks and not buy those and take that and invest into stock, you'll realize that you're investing into yourself in a different way than selling those fire sticks and selling any support afterwards that you may or may not need, because you run the risk on some services or things that you do that they just use you once and may not need you again, or reoccurring if they're coming to you for whatever, but that's still $5 here, $10 there, $20 maximum, get a month or stuff like that. But if you're to take that and invest it doing stocks or in anything else that will generate money that grows upon itself, there's nothing out there that grows upon itself. You know what I mean? Like the money that, like, I started with 100, I'm up 80%. it's still going to grow on itself. It's like, the money's just going to keep going. It may go down, it may go up, but with proper things and good investments, it keeps going and going and going. And then it'll just start, can snowball. And I'm not greedy. So who's messaging me?
We gotta, as people, we have to start looking at the bigger picture, right? And it's crazy. Like I'm starting to make conscious decisions that I never thought that I would have the willpower to do. It's funny because I keep telling Preppy Mama that I'm cheap now. I don't spend a lot of money, right? I'm living like I'm broke so that I can have a richer future, right? I'm starting to make a little bit more conscious decisions now that I'm seeing that my investments are starting to grow. I actually have investments for one of the first times in my life. Like I had some growing up, but life happens. I had my son and I went through a whole bunch of life experiences, and now my son's a little bit older, right? So I have to start investing in myself again and building that back up. We have to be able to invest in ourselves. One of the things that I tell a lot of people, and I want you guys to think about this, really, really think about this. Everybody knows somebody that does a product or a service. Everybody knows somebody, right? So many times the communities, even if you tried to do a product, business, or service, when you stay within your community, a lot of times it's that community that holds you back. And the reason is when you know somebody, you're more willing to ask for a discount, right? Oh, I know you, hook me up, right? But shouldn't we be willing to promote the people that we know, to build up the people that we love, trust, are friends with, and support them and help them get to the next level of their business? I have people that come to me all the time saying they sell stuff or they do stuff, or I have an ear out and I'm like, okay, what do you do? And if I hear my friends that do something, I don't ask for a discount. And if they offer me one, I say to charge me retail because I want to support what you do. I don't know the next guy. A lot of us who have set up Android devices or Fire Sticks have seen this firsthand. Our friends and our family will go to somebody else and get a device set up. And then what happens? They come to you and say, oh, it's not working, or I need you to fix it. So I got to fix somebody else's mistake. And you want to pay me less. Put a 1 in the chat if you've heard that, because I see it all the time when I'm working with these things. All the time. People ask for discounts. Nah, I'll tell you, I learned very quickly when I was doing these things to say NO. My time is worth something. And my prices that I set or did set or whatever, they were reasonable. They were realistic. And the amount of money that you were saving when you were able to stream to your heart's content was justified. So if you cannot afford to save yourself hundreds, thousands a year, then I'm not the guy for you.
Yep. You see it on that's my wife. It gets said out there many times, and from Bo and Dell, and I've said the same thing. When you're out there and you either have family, friends, or people that are trying to come to you, it is friendship ends where business begins. So I'd rather have, I'm the type of person that if I do it, like I just answered somebody, said my friend came to you with an Android device, you set him up, you charged him a fee to set him up, and I just replied yes. That's because he was uncomfortable doing it and didn't want to take the time. But if you are comfortable with it and you feel that you want to do it, I can guide you where you can do it for free. I'm not here to make a money off of somebody that can get it for free. And because I charge $25 to set up a box, and I said, but if you don't want, what's that? Well, what? Yeah, just that I can install, yep, hypothetically, allegedly, but I mean, and I was just typing. That's why my head was down. And I just said, if you want me to do it, I'll absolutely do that for you. And if they want to discuss other things, then I can help and guide you and have information. But other than that, I'd rather do that to people and gain a customer if they want support, like if they have problems. I don't like helping family too much when they can't realize that time is money. Knowledge putting into it needs some sort of remuneration back. If I'm sitting there helping Uncle so-and-so for 3 hours, then yes, it's not out of line for me to expect, flip me a couple bucks. I love you and stuff like that, but it's like I just spent time doing this, and quite literally in the time that we are in, every one of us that has any type of revenue stream, 3 hours can earn you anywhere from $5 to 5,000.
Yeah,
so, like depends what you're doing.
With myself, if you want my undivided attention for anything more than 5 minutes, it's kind of crazy. The amount of different things that I'm doing in a 5-minute period. Sometimes I'll be in a conversation with Preppy Mama and I'll be like, all of a sudden she hears me get quiet and she's like, "You're not listening." I'm like, "No, I'm listening, but I'm also listening to the 7 other conversations going on in my head at the same time." And then even today I explained, I'm thinking about this and I'm thinking about that. And then I'm thinking about the economy and I'm thinking about the treasury and I'm thinking about my YouTube channel and I'm thinking about all these things that are going on offline, online, all at the same time, just trying to wrap my brain around it. So if you want 5 minutes of my undivided attention and I ain't dating you.
Yep.
You ain't my kid.
Yep.
I mean,
if I don't get to see boobies at the end.
Oh my God.
Boobies.
So I did see Jeremy comment earlier saying he would like to see more of this content. And this is something I've kind of been debating. If anybody follows my Twitter, I'm actually a lot more active on Twitter than I've ever been before. I've been posting some stuff about stocks. I did put up a poll on Twitter saying I'm thinking about putting some stock information on my Twitter, and 4 people voted and 1 person said, "No, do only tech." And I was like, you know what? It's my Twitter. I'm kind of passionate about this stuff, so I'm gonna share it. But you're still also going to get streaming related stuff. You're still also going to get my podcast being posted up there. You're still going to get, beyond the stream clips. You're still going to get these live streams posted there. You're still going to get articles that are from Real Debrid, All Debrid, Premiumized, like all that kind of stuff is still going to be there. Since I've started using my Twitter, I'm getting close to 2,000 tweets, which is a crazy amount of information that I'm trying to manage between the amount of Telegram groups that I'm involved in, Twitter, YouTube, the podcast. We have over 100 podcasts that we've put out, and the clips channel, which literally posts 2 to 3 clips a day. Like, even though there's not a lot of edits that go into those clips, it takes time to make these clips.
Yep.
Right? Because I got to go in and I got to look at it. Okay. At 2 minutes in, I started talking about this topic. At 7 minutes and 53 seconds, we stopped talking about this topic. I got to clip it. I got to render it. I got to upload it. Like, it's not as easy as just, I can pull this here and put it there and it's done. There's a lot of different things that we have going on at a lot of different times. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm always looking for a way to manage it better. So I've created Telegram bots that help me with not just my streaming community, but I have a Telegram bot that helps me with my stocks community. And it posts a lot of information that I need for myself. When I look for information, it's posting in there. Same thing for Twitter. I have the same bot that posts in my Telegram, posts information on Twitter.
Yeah.
So just
and you have to. You can't because just because you or myself, Rojas, or anybody separate or combined is a focal point for information doesn't mean that information just pops in your head. You got to pull it from all different places. So if you can use resources as in the post bots or things like that to give information out there to so many places at one time, why not? Where we've talked about it with all the restrictions that came, and everybody notices every live show, every video, every community YouTube personality and creator that has been putting out content for anywhere from 6 months to a year in the last 30 days, 60 days, maybe even 90 days has completely had to change the way we do things because of the strict rules YouTube came down with. So if someone like Next Level, you're taking advantage of all the different social media platforms and informational pathways and podcasts and all things like that, good on you. What are you going to do? You're going to stick to YouTube, just YouTube? Then you'll wither out.
Jugs, you know what I found out today?
You're pregnant?
It's a boy.
Huh.
No, what I found out today is Twitter's going to monetize their platform.
Nice.
It's something called super follow. So you're going to have the ability to do memberships. You're going to have the ability to do something like a super chat.
Wow. But again, remember what I said before, and I've said it in other shows. Anytime any platform is offering the ability to monetize, gives them the open door to actually start implementing stricter rules and regulations.
I'm not saying that I don't agree with you. 100% I agree with you. Before I keep going, thank you again, man. Like I said earlier, it's never required to donate to me. I just love coming out here and kicking it with you guys. This is a different kind of conversation. I'm telling you to invest in yourself. I mean, if you're gonna donate to me, I appreciate it. There's so much more I'm doing with it today than I did with it last year. So it is going to a good place. I'm trying to invest into my future, and I appreciate it. But if you need that flow, you invest that flow.
Yep.
Try something for yourself. Flip something for yourself. Just do you, boo boo. Do you?
Do you tell people, like, that app that you told me to download, like the real time one?
Yahoo Finance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason I was asking is here's an example, guys, and I'm going to let Next Level get back to what he was just talking about. Is I just been watching, like, this is for people, is of course I got to get it right. Is like when you're sitting there. What's that?
GameStop.
Yeah, so GameStop. What I like about this app is because you have the live information there and what is happening after the market close, because this is after market. But what I like about this app is if you stop touching things and doing things like that, hold on, what it does is it will go and give you like any articles, any things that are happening, like information on the stock, information on other ones. And again, I'm touching things. Next Level, don't let me do that all the time. And what's trending and things like that. But it'll get into stories, like news, the news about GameStop, anything that's happening in there about, like, with their stocks, with any information, like, any headlines, any information. And if I flip that to, let's say, Nokia, you'll have Nokia information, because no matter what you watch and where you go, you don't just watch the ticker. You don't just watch the heartbeat of it going up and down. If you're going to do that, then you're running the risk of not getting anywhere, no traction and stuff. But you start getting into, like, oh, I want to invest into, I think it's called TSB or something like that, which is actually here in Saskatoon. I'm in Warman. And it's publicly traded, and we know information about them, but you go reading about them and it tells how they're revamping part of their business, and they're growing this much and things like that. That tells you all that in there to give you information on exactly what I said earlier in the beginning about how Warren Buffett does in his investments. It's not on the ticker, it's not on the price, it's on the information of the business. And that gives that in that app. It's just another resource. I mean, like, I'm just watching it. I have alerts going off, like, all the time. Yeah.
You guys can't probably see this, but for instance, that big purple bar that you see right there, that's underneath that one. This one, it actually says that it's got 4 days until they report their earnings. So something very interesting could happen within those 4 days, right?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at that, and if you click on that, it actually says consensus. It talks about their earnings. It says if they've missed their previous earning speculations, all kinds of stuff. Red Lantern, this one's called Yahoo Finance. I don't use Yahoo for anything else, but their finance app is insane. It's really good. I highly recommend it to everybody. I really
there's so many other ones out there that I see, like, because you can set parameters on the ones, like, and get certain information, but that is, you can build up into that. For somebody who is brand new and getting maybe up into the intermediate level, and you want to start learning, and you want to learn all the way from lingo to the visuals to the information and things like that, this app that Next Level told me to get is
Next Level.
Is mint. I mean, I have alerts that alert me for when I have certain stocks I'm waiting for. The reason that I like this is because the app that we have in Canada is available to us with the zero commissions is actually 15 minutes behind. So that's when we get our information, but it trades in real time. So it can be like when you're looking at it and you're waiting for, oh, this stock is, I wanted to get to this level. You can actually set it to automatically sell it at that level. And then all of a sudden you'll get an email saying, okay, this has been, it's been closed, you sold and stuff, but it's still at the previous amount because it's waiting for the next quarterly update. This Yahoo is live and I've jumped on it where it sat there and I see it ticking and ticking and ticking and ticking and it's going up and up and up. Then I see it up high and it starts going down and I click on my app, sell, bang, market value right there. And it's sold at the level I wanted it at, and boom, like
15 minutes in the stock world is like a year, especially the last 15 minutes of the trading day. There's so many things that happen. So unfortunately, those are the things that we have in Canada. I wish we had some of the platforms like Webull and Robinhood, and I don't know what else you guys got E-Trade, I think, too. But here we only have Simple. And then if you wanted to do something that's a little bit more expensive but still considered cheap, there's Quest Trade. But I think Quest Trade, you need $1,000 to start, and you still got to pay commissions. Yeah, and then you have your banks, right? So,
but you know what I noticed about the TSX?
Huh?
The TSX. Anything that's on the TSX, I want you to watch it tomorrow at 9:51 a.m. Their whatever the time is.
Yeah.
It seems like they go on a coffee break. All stocks start to go down, and then at 10 o'clock they start climbing back up.
Huh, that's interesting.
Serious. Watch them.
You've been watching the TSX?
Yeah, what's that?
You've been watching the TSX?
Yeah. Well, because here's the thing that I wanted to ask you and put it out there is how this app, because people probably say, well, how is it free or whatever? They don't pay commissions. This app allows us to trade in multiple, like in the US and Canada trades. So, and when I'm trading in Canadian dollar value, and if I'm buying stock in USD, that they take the conversion, like the currency conversion. That's how they make their money. But I did a trade on the TSX, which was in Canadian, and I made money from it. And this app made zero because they don't charge commissions.
There are ways that these applications can make money, and some of it, people might think it's a conspiracy. I'm not going to get involved in all that, but there is the ability to sell some of the trading information to other parties, right? To help them understand the market better. I'm not going to say anything more than that because I'm not going to try to feed into any conspiracies and say these apps are bad. At the end of the day, they are a tool. They're a utility to help you make money. So it is what it is. But yeah, so for us in Canada, a lot of the trades happen on US stocks, and we have to pay a conversion fee because we're transferring our money. But there are the ability to trade on the Toronto Stock Exchange where we don't pay those fees and those transfers and that kind of stuff. But the interesting thing about the TSX, one, it will never have the volume as the American stock exchanges. And two, I don't know if you've noticed this yet, Jugs, but there's no pre-market or aftermarket on the TSX.
I know, eh? I know. It's like, why is Canada so behind? I'm just telling you. That's what I do like about this app is, folks, if anybody goes to use it, you will see that it has pre-market. So when you're the closing one, like this one I was just watching, I bought a little bit mid-range because I jumped on a little bit late and I wanted to sell it at 165, so $1.65.
Yeah.
But it closed yesterday at 160. So I thought, I'm going to jump on it in the morning because I want to invest in something else. And I was watching the pre-market, and the pre-market was showing me that it's climbing, and it actually went to 170. Right. And I'm like, okay. And when it opened, bang, 170. So I waited. I'm like, okay. So, but then it also turned around and I invested in something, and then I saw in the pre-market and stuff like that, it went way down. I'm like, ooh. But that's what I like is the information. Information, it gives you so much.
Yo, quick shout out. Damien's in the chat. Damien was one of my best friends in grade 9, and I haven't seen him since grade 10. He connected with me recently, shot me a message, and he's got involved into stock trading as well. So he's just playing with it with $100, $200, just trying to, see what happens. But it's fun either way. You're going to have fun doing it. So I wanted to give him a shout out because, man, I haven't seen this guy since grade 10. Honestly, it's been a long ass time. So I'm happy that I've connected back with him and we had a lot of good conversations. And it's good to have good conversations with good people, right? We want to invest in ourselves. We want to invest in people around us. We want to invest in people that are willing to make their lives better.
Yep, and that is like, and the one thing, not one thing, another thing that I like about the what do you call it, the Yahoo Finance is you can have it on your computer as well. Like the information that you get real time and fast. Like example is this afternoon, the SDC, put locks, like you can't trade on 15 different companies, and that popped up, boom, like right on Yahoo right away. So it's like, okay. And I was looking at some of those into my app, and it was still showing on there that there was activity because it was 15 minutes behind. But because it trades in real time, it would tell you that you can't do it. Like it comes up and says this can't be done, basically, and you're kind of like, why? Well, then I find out that that those companies have been put on, and the reason that they've been put on, it goes back to my what I said before, is questionable social media trading. So social media is, and when we think of social media, think of anything that you read about anybody or anything that's happening in the world is social media. That's not news. You know what I mean? Like not a news channel or news stream or news thing like that, but social media where the platform has it coming up there, Facebook, Twitter, everything that you see, any type of ad that comes up, that's social media. And it is so influential that we all kind of just live with it until you're actually making money because you're watching the wave of social media.
It's a double-edged sword because people know that I've started to talk about stocks a lot, right? And I will literally get messages. Like yesterday, I get a message. Oh, I just bought GameStop for $150. And I'm like, why did you do that? Stop it. Just step away. Step away from the meme stocks. Because if you do not know what you're doing and you do not have money to burn, you do not play with volatility like that, right? I see people that borrow and try to invest. Don't ever do that. Don't invest with money you don't have. There was a kid that was in the States who played options on borrowed money and ended up owing on the platform, which was a platform error, over $700,000, and he self-deleted himself, for a lack of a better term that I can't use on this platform. There's ways to get out of situations like that. If you ever find yourself in a situation like that, this is not the end of the world. If you are trying to invest in yourself, there are ways to go about doing it and ways to getting you out of whatever hole you dug yourself into. The answer is never self-deletion. Never. No.
And if you and if people just think, if you're not picking up what we're putting down, is if you ever feel yourself backed in a corner, you ever feel yourself that for whatever reason you can't move forward, I always say a couple things. If you lean your head forward, your ass will follow. If you find that you can't lean your head forward because of a mental, physical, or any type of obstruction that is stopping you, you could always contact me. I can't fix your problems, but I'm always there to help you think about them and work around them and stuff like that, because sometimes that's all it takes. Yeah. And it's just the number one rule that I'm sticking to, and Next Level said it right at the beginning. We throw these cliche sayings to you and things like that, but we also say, like, when it comes to investing in yourself, especially when we're talking about stocks, that the thing, be patient, don't be greedy, things like that, is do not start investing with money that you need. So if you can't spare So that means if you can't take the $50, $100, the $20 and light it on fire and not worry about it, then don't invest, because then that means you may not be ready yet. If you can take $50, $100 and put in investment and lose it tomorrow and think, shitty, but oh well, life keeps moving on. I'm not out of food. What's that?
I also kind of think if life is so bad that your world's gonna crumble off of $100, then you got to start thinking outside the box. Like there's got to be something to change, because sometimes these risks, these little tiny risks, to put $100 in a different place for a month, 3 months, 6 months, and to see if it's taking a better shot than what you've tried in your whole life, something's got to change.
Yep.
And you can't keep doing what you've been doing because it ain't working.
Well, and that's exactly it. You have to face true fact realities. Is the type of world that we live in right now is that we are a pandemic governed world, because health is number one. We always want to be healthy. So whatever they want to call it, whatever you use to stay healthy, you stay healthy, and that's mind and body. So if you are in a position that you are living paycheck to paycheck and you do not have things that you can change or eliminate or alter, like in order to free up anything, time, money, well-being, then you have to rethink. Then you're, and I don't want to sound mean or anything like that, because it comes across as kind of crass when people saying it, but you're living beyond your means. You are fronting, you are flossing, you are flexing, or things like that. And I was bad for it. I was seriously bad for it. I wanted the nice car. I wanted to have the money. I don't wear jewelry, but I mean, I used to wear $6,000 watches. I have a watch that's sitting here that just sits here now. It doesn't even tell time. This is a Nixon Onyx, and this one, when I went to buy it, was $1,700. Just a watch, and it sits here. Like literally, I don't wear it. I wear this watch. This watch I got free with my phone, and it's a touch one, whatever. And I love this. But I was that material guy. Yeah. I wanted those things and stuff like that. And yes, of course, it looks good if people are looking at you and they kind of envy you and stuff like that. But you know what I find people envy now with me, besides my ruggedly handsome good looks and my locks of hair, is I don't let things stick on me anymore. I just let it slide off and things like that. I put my head forward, my ass will follow. Just plain and simple. But I have come across times that I couldn't do that, where I needed money or I needed guidance, I needed friendship, or I needed something. And it took a lot. I humbled myself, put my head down, and I reached out. And when I reached out, I found that there was literally hundreds of people that grabbed my hand, that were willing to help me do anything. Mm-hmm. And all I needed was just that reassurance. So that's why I want to say that I put that out there to anybody. You can get a hold of me. You can go make a comment on one of my videos. Hit me up on Facebook if you have me there. The Telegram groups, I'm all over the place and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And the thing that I'll tell you is when we start doing this, is time to invest in yourself. Time to start making yourself better, and it'll affect everybody around you. And it's amazing, I'm
gonna do a recommendation on a YouTube channel to follow. He became a millionaire in his 20s, but if you watch his videos, he shows you he is the definition of living like you're broke to maintain being rich. He has over $1 million, but if you watch his videos, he never purchases drinks outside of his house. He lives off of a 20-cent iced coffee that he makes for himself every day. He has a lot of videos where he judges how people, and I'm going to say the word judges, because I mean, at the end of the day, that's what we do when we look how other people spend their money, right? But he evaluates how they spend their money and how he would do it differently to save his money and invest it in other places. So let me just share my screen real quick. Some of you guys maybe follow him. He's got almost 3 million subscribers. So his name is, why is my screen going all crazy? That's weird. His name is Graham Stephan. So he's got a lot of videos here. Talks about the market, talks about a lot of different things, stimulus updates, everything about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. He's got a podcast called the Iced Coffee Hour. This is the one here. If you go to the Graham Stephan Show, this one is where you're going to find videos on him giving his girlfriend $100,000. Millionaire reacts to their dream house tour. So he's reacting to a lot of people on how they spend their money. Very interesting stuff. He talks a lot about how to save money, how to cut costs. Another guy that I follow a lot of, his name is this guy. This guy is one of the best editors that I've seen for YouTube videos. He's got 1.3 million subscribers, but he mixes magic, like card magician tree, I don't know what you call it, sleight of hand, to make his videos more entertaining. And he gives it a really good feel to all of his videos. They're entertaining, they're educational, has great content. He is great to follow. A lot of good information. I watch a lot of his videos. They're great. Talks a lot about cryptocurrency. He has both a Robinhood portfolio and a Webull portfolio. He's in the States, but he was an immigrant to the States, and he has made well over $1 million saving. His story is actually pretty interesting. He was a carny kid. His parents were in the circus, and he moved around growing up in circuses and never understood that people lived outside of a circus. And his parents were never good with money, so he decided he was going to do the best that he could to figure it out.
I know, it's just people like that. That's what I really like. Whoever keeps crapping my ass. Yeah, it's when I watch videos and things like that, I've learned to recognize those who are given information or those who are wanting to build the masses that watch them. And there is a difference. When you have to boast what you put out for content, no matter what it is, social media, any platform, if you have to boast that I did this, or I'm the one who did this, or you have to put yourself up on the pedestal for people to see and hear you, I feel that something is lacking. You take a look, and I'm going to use Rojas and Next Level as an example. Oh, got my butt pinched again. Is that they do not, both of them do not say, I did this, we did this, I showed you how to do this, and you be grateful type things or whatever it is we have this, we enjoyed this, we put this together, take a look at this, watch this if you like it, learn from this. These are the avenues that we have to listen to, watch, to learn from us. And if you take a look, their viewers are going up, their subscribership is going up. The people who listen that are sitting here right now, it goes up. I'm one of the guys that'll promote them and follow them because I really like what they're doing and stuff like that. So that's what I like, is that those type, and I say those type because we all of a sudden can't say those people in the world anymore. It's like, so whatever. But those type of personalities that give back more than they're taking in and show the work that they're doing, to me, those are the people that I follow and learn from, because I've watched too many. I used to follow quite a few people on YouTube, and what I'm finding now is even though some have diversified and things like that, it's always about I'm the one, because of me, you should be grateful type thing or whatever. And it's like, I've actually unsubscribed from a few of them, and to be honest, some of them were ones that I followed for a long time, and we're on shows with them too and things like that. I'm putting my head forward, my ass is going to follow, and inside in my back pocket is my wallet, because I'm investing in myself. I can't stress that enough, guys. It's like this here is this is the inaugural, or this is the start of something that's going to be big for you to next level is teaching. I guess I can't say teaching, is motivating and educating, which is the same thing as teaching, but educating people on how they can invest in themselves and actually make money and learn from it and enjoy it.
For sure.
Because no matter what everybody says you can't buy happiness. You're full of shit. You can't buy heart happiness. You can't buy love, true love. You can't buy things like that. But I buy myself a Hellcat and I'm happy as fuck. So like money can buy things like that, but the world doesn't revolve around it. I've been broke. As long as I have family with me and friends and stuff like that, I really don't care if I have money. So, but I want to invest in myself, and everybody else should too.
Just to kind of comment on some of the stuff you said, Jugs, it's not that I've stopped following certain people, and I haven't talked about this at all, but it's that I finally understand the path that I want to be on. And in order for me to be on that path, there's a certain kind of content that I need to consume. And unfortunately for some, it's not streaming community. It's not the streaming content that I need to consume anymore. If I ever want to pick up one of these, I'm pretty confident that I could figure it out pretty damn quickly, right? An app might change, something might update, maybe a process might change. I could figure it out. But investing in my future, that's something I'm still learning. And that's something that I need to continue to learn. And it's something that I have more room to grow in. And it's all about growing as an individual. It's all about, they'll say knowledge is power, but it's not that knowledge is power. Knowledge is powerful, right? Because we don't want to have power over people. We want to have the power over ourselves to move ourselves from one stage of life to another, and to have that power to move ourselves, right? When you say educate people, I would rather do the second half of what you said, which was as simple as motivating people. Yep. I'll never say that I'm the smartest guy out there. Even when it comes to these things, I'll never say that I'm the smartest guy out there. I mean, I think I can do these pretty damn well, and I've been doing them for a very long time. But are there people out there who can do these better than me? Hell yeah, for sure, 100%. There are people out there. Freak Cyclone in this chat can do things that I could only dream about doing. When it comes to coding, would Cyclone say that he's the smartest guy when it comes to coding? Hell no, but he's the smartest guy I met. And every time I say that, he's like, nah, man. Like, we all stay within our lanes and we all have room to grow. But if I can motivate people to be better, that's why I've always been here. It's not these things. Sure, I've been on YouTube making videos about tech, making videos about Android boxes and about applications. But behind all of it was me trying to help people, me trying to motivate people that these devices aren't as crazy and complicated as we think they are. Yeah. And that we can do it. We can do it. We can maybe make money. We can save money. We can put ourselves in a better position than we were the day before. If your interest is Android boxes, then we've done that. There was a comment earlier that said, you know what? I'm going to find this comment. So this one here, James says, once you figure out what you need and what you want, you will live a better life. And needs and wants, people need to understand that as well. What are your needs and what are your wants? What is the definition of a need and a definition of a want? Once you can define those two things and you start to classify things and you start to ask yourselves, this right now, what I'm going to purchase, is it a need or a want? Start consciously making these decisions and you'll see how your life changes. I'm going to find this comment because I really, 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 really wanted to talk about it, but then you know how we do it. Here it is here. Patty D. I appreciate you guys because by the time they put the restrictions on you, I have learned so much already. Where we started, where we came from is not where we are today, ever. If you guys started with me, when I started on YouTube, it was all screen recordings on a cell phone. All of it. I tried to do live streams and my computer would burn, it would overheat and shut off. Right? And I seen a comment when I started today. You've come a long way because I had that intro music going. You see what I'm saying? People never start where you see them, ever. We see these people on social media flossing, showing that they got all these monies and these cars and these watches like Jug was showing, but they didn't start there, right? When I talk about that story earlier where the person made 15,000 to $1 million to 3 million in a year, you might catch them at that 3 million. They didn't start there, right? But what I was talking about is those ratios, those 30, 50, 80% ratios are the same ratios that Jug was talking about that he just did with $100.
Yeah.
Same thing. Anyways, guys, I don't know how much longer you guys want me to talk for. It's been 1 hour and 40 minutes. I want to appreciate Jug's time as well. So I do appreciate Jugs coming on and hanging out with me. It's been a blast. I absolutely love when Jugs comes on and kicks it with me. I love having conversation with Jugs. He always says things. I'm going to call Jugs out on this, but he always like, I'm going to ride Next Level and Rojas's coattail. But Jugs got a power all in its own, and he can hold himself in any kind of conversation. And I absolutely love having conversations with Jugs. So as much as he says he's riding my coattail, I'm enjoying his company.
Well, that's good, but I am riding the coattail. I'm hanging on your beard, bro.
It's growing back, eh?
Yeah.
You seen that video, the live stream when we cut it off?
No, I have to watch. I just cut mine yesterday.
Well, no, back when the Raptors were playing, like last year, I bet that the Raptors was going to win the playoffs.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, I do. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
finally.
Look at boy, but look, mine was growing where I was looking like a Hutterite, and my boss says, "Oh, you got to shave that." And I'm like, "No, I don't." And then last night I'm looking. Yep. So I just shaved it last night, but I used to have wrong side where this was long enough where I could actually braid it, but it won't grow that long. It seems like my hair is slowing down, like for growth. It won't grow any longer. But
I figure I'm going to get to one day where I start going bald. And when that day comes, I'll just start shaving all my hair off. But for now, I'm going to grow it out because it's long, right? I get a lot of compliments on my hair, but it's not like my hair ain't falling out now. I'm getting older. You know what I mean? Like I'm getting some gray hairs in here, even though it looks all black because I got this light shining on me. But eventually when I start to go a little bit bald, I'm going to shave all my hair off. There was a 3 or a 4 year period of my life where I was a skinhead. Like I would go into the barber shop, they would lather me up and they would just do the whole razor. I did that for like 3 or 4 years straight. Absolutely loved it. You come into the shower, there's nothing to dry, nothing to style.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Chuck? Should we go for a few more minutes or are you pretty much good now? You got something you got to do?
I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
I don't have to do anything at all. This is what I got to do. My wife's at work. I'm off work at a normal time because I start at 5:30 in the morning. So, and I'm sitting here having fun.
You guys have any questions in the chat? Anything you guys want to ask us? We are not professionals in investing, in stocks, in anything like that. But we will try our best or try to direct you in places. Twitter, like I said, if you guys don't have a Twitter account, get a Twitter account. You don't have to post anything. I'm not saying go tweet your life away. Go tweet when you're on the toilet. Nobody cares. But there's lots of good people to follow no matter what. Now, I'm not telling you to follow everybody and do what they say, but start doing your research. Start doing your due diligence. You'll see people post charts and explain it. You'll see people post information about companies and what's going on. So, you know what? Get Twitter. I highly recommend it. Cyclone says, Jug rocks. A different look on some really cool subjects. I love comparing y'all take on stuff. What up, though? What's up, Dallas? No, I'm not cutting my mane. I mean, I actually trimmed the sides a bit. I don't know. I might clean it up a little bit more, but I kind of like it that it's growing back.
I like when somebody messages me and says, what device should I get?
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
we've had live shows like for an hour and a half just discussing that topic.
Yeah. So it's just basically said to me like, okay, well, you tell me what I should get. Okay, I have a few questions. So I asked the number one, so what do you like watching? You know, are you doing services? Are you doing like the Netflix, Crave, Hulu, things like that? Are you going to go wireless and wired? And what's your budget? And they're like, Well, I'd like to keep it about so and so amount. Whatever. Said first off, I'm always going to recommend the NVIDIA Shield. It's because I like the NVIDIA Shield, but for a scalable device that everything updatable, all stuff, I get that. Or if you're not going to be using your Netflix, things like that, you're going to be going a different route, the route that we know, then grab a Buzz TV product. I said, I can guide you there. I said, and you're going to get there's so much out there, and it's just like, well, you tell me which one. No, you decide what you want to do. It's like enough, like if you want me to spend your money, I'll build you a gaming. Oh, speaking of that, yeah, sorry to end that. Man, that PC of my boys. Whoo-wee.
Okay. Tell me what you put in it. Let's go.
I put the Ryzen, the Ryzen 5 3600. And
3600, not the 3400G.
That's right. Yeah, I put a 3600. I have 32 gigs of G-Skill Trident G-Skill memory. Cost latency 15. Yeah, 3600. Yeah, DDR4.
4x32.
What's that?
4x32.
Yeah, that's nice, man. Jeez.
128 gigs of RAM. You wait until I build this new PC.
Well, that being said, my brother.
Yeah, I still got that part by you. That thing's a beast. Listen, the market right now is so crazy that I'm looking all over Canada for parts. You know how hard it was for me to get this power supply? I had to have Jugs go pick it up where he lives. Look at that thing. That thing is a beast.
And if you just didn't hear me grunting, I couldn't pick it up with one hand. Like, this thing's a beast. And the most terrible part is I need to find a box to fit it because I have to print the shipping label and just send it to you.
Yeah, because I sent you my shipping label, right? Yeah.
So I put the Asus Strix, like the ROG Strix B550F Wi-Fi 6 board, a terabyte MM2 drive. Like any game he's playing, because he only runs a 1080. I got the 10.
Those are not bad video cards. If he's running, 780p minimum to medium quality, he's still going to be good.
Well, no, we got the Ventus XS OC edition of the GTX. I think it's a 1660 Super.
Those are good.
Yeah, and he runs like his Call of Duty and all those other ones at all settings, all on Ultra. Ultra. He runs them all. I'm like, what are you running it at? He goes, Ultra. So my other son will come upstairs. He goes, Dad, what do these numbers mean? And my son Xander will come up and say, it means Dad built me a beast.
Oh, see, that's what you want to feel.
Yeah. Well, and because of our internet, because we have fiber, so we got good up and down. We're not like the States where we have the gig, but I mean, like, and I go, so how's your ping? I said, how's your frames? I said, because frames make games, baby. And he's like, I'm running 100 plus on every game that I played at. And I go, what do you mean every game? He goes, 1080p, 100 plus, every game, all my Call of Duties, all this other one he's playing and stuff like that. He goes, Dad, this machine is way more than I could have ever hoped for. And I'm like, well, I got to thank NxtLvLTech.
Yeah. I know, it's cool, man. I love looking into all that stuff, and I've actually had a lot of requests to talk about more about PC parts and PC building, but I'm just like everyone else. I'm my own worst enemy. I'm like, no one's gonna want to listen to me just blabber about whatever. But I remember back when I used to do live streams where I would just pull up GearBest and I would just talk about the Android boxes on the market. I didn't even have them in my hand, Jugs. Right? Yeah. And I'm like, why can't I do that now? Why can't I just pull up, the computer store website and just talk about the parts on the market and kind of my thoughts on them? Like, if you're looking for something of this budget, this is what I recommend. It's the same thing I used to do about Android boxes. It's exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing. You want to see something cool?
Yep.
You ever heard of Garbage Pail Kids?
No.
Okay, so they had a movie and they also had cards, but they came out with a Game Stonk edition. So I'll show you.
Game Stonk.
Look at this. So we got Bernie Sanders. Okay. Chamath, I don't know if you guys know who Chamath is, but he's been very influential on some of the social medias when it comes to stocks. He became a billionaire. He was a Facebook exec. We also have, I don't know who that one is. So this is Reddit Remy. So they're beating up Wall Street.
Yeah.
And then we also have Elon Musk. You must invest. And he's printing out of his mouth game stonk, because remember that was that tweet, right? He just posted that word game stonk, and then everyone went crazy, right? These are pretty cool cards.
Yeah, I like those. See, I like things there.
Yeah,
But like just a flashback there where you're talking about when Elon Musk is when he tweeted that, and it's like we said, the power of social media, and you do not have to be a person like Elon Musk or a person like Jeff Bezos or a TV star or radio personality or Joe Rogan, or to drop big names like that. If you are an active person in different groups and you pick up those tweets and you retweet and you're in Reddit and you start posting things, we can create a wave.
Yeah.
That's where the people are learning, including myself, is that it's not just the high powered or the the influencers. The world has gone by the wayside of influencers because now everybody's an influencer. Sure, you have the ones that charge money for, I'll make a post because I have 35 million people following me and stuff like that. But who cares? It really doesn't matter anymore. It helps, not lying. But I mean, it's not the end all or be all of an information wave. It's just crazy.
To me, it's not about the numbers. It's about the community. I know that sounds so cliche, but I've had the numbers before. I've had videos that got hundreds and thousands of views. Right now, it's the people in this chat right here, like Cyclone 619, Alan Osborne, Mike C, Anthony Bethany, Dallas, Mike's, all these people are there every time I flip on this camera, right? They're there when I'm in my Telegram group. No matter what I do, they're supporting me. These people make up my community. It's like my online family. Every time I go to do a new venture, we start a podcast, we start a new channel, they're supporting me. It's about focusing on the people that are positive and not caring about the people that are negative. Do the numbers really matter at that point? I don't know. Sure. If you're trying to do something I don't know. I can't even think of an idea right now, but it's not about, you can't get to changing the world unless you change yourself. And if you can change yourself, change your community.
Yep.
And if you can change your community, change your country. If you can change your country, change the world. But before we can look at bigger pictures, we have to look at the smaller ones. We have to break down our steps, and we have to make goals that are achievable and celebrate our successes. We have to make goals that are achievable so that we can celebrate them and get to the next level after that. We have to, because if we don't, then we're just spinning our wheels. We have to quantify our goals. What does the goal look like for us? Is it money? Is it cookies? Is it a buffet? I don't know. Whatever makes you happy, define it. How do you know what is happiness if you never really ask yourself?
Yep. And it seems so, no matter what we talk about and no matter what we do on these channels or anything, no matter what information we give and stuff like that, we as personalities try to give something back to you, because that's one of our goals. That's what my goal is to give information. I've changed a lot of things, and I've been pretty lax on YouTube, not because I've been doing other things, but I mean, still, when I'm out here, I try to be as much information as I can, with the understanding is that it's my opinion and my thoughts. And if it's proven that I've done it, then it worked for me. It may not work for you, whatever it is. But at least you're here listening and you're getting that information. So then that's my goal. I learned early is to set sustainable, realistic mini goals during the day. You know, like when I go to bed, it starts for me when I go to bed at night, no matter what time I go to bed. I put on, like, because I have an Echo Dot, and so I just go Echo bedtime, and of course it's the female voice, but she responds. She turns off the TV, turns off the lights, and actually she turns on TuneIn Radio to a comedy channel. I go to sleep listening to comedy. I used to go to sleep listening to the TV, and didn't work for me because of the light and stuff like that. I go to bed listening just to comedy, and I wake up always in a good mood, always. And I didn't used to, like, and even when I'm stressed out, when I have a payment that's coming up, or I have to do this and I have to do that, I wake up in a good mood. And I've had it where I've gone to bed and I didn't have comedy and woke up and it's like, and I know the difference. You know, like, that's just one thing. That's where it starts for me. And then I set goals during the day. Okay, well, I'm going to try to eat less of this and not have this energy drinks during the day because that's one of my weaknesses. Okay, then I'm going to try this to be this effective at work. I'm going to try to be this personable to my kids and my wife, and then I'm going to try to make the time to manage my money, to look at my portfolio, to contact all the people who have been emailing me and for things and stuff like that. All those to me is not my life. Those are goals, because I can stop those at any time. When people go, well, that's just my life, that's what I do. Yes, that's what you choose to do. Those are goals and obstacles and things that you're overcoming during the day or during the week, during the year of your life. But you can stop all that at any time. You can. I can turn this computer off, I can turn my lights off and walk away. So what's left? Me. Building me. So everybody starts right from your ball sack. Right from your ball sack.
And if you don't have any, grow a pair. No, I'm just...
Yeah, and if you don't have any, well, I love you.
Hey, where the hell did Jugs go? He just said I love you and he disappeared. Anyways, guys, I'm sure he'll be back. But I have a challenge for you guys. Oh yeah, there he is.
Well, that sucked.
Yeah. Well, you said I love you and then you disappeared. I was like, oh, okay.
Because on my mouse where my thumb is it has a forward and back page.
Back.
And I went to reach for the mouse and it clicked back. I'm like,
So I'm gonna give you guys a challenge, and it's gonna cost you less than $1. Let's do a blind challenge. Everybody in the chat, hit the number 1 if you want to take a blind challenge that Next Level is going to give you. It's going to cost you less than $1. That's it. Let me see. Who wants a little fun? Some of you guys might even not even cost $1. You probably have the supplies at home already. But let's do a blind challenge. Let's have some fun. Is my chat frozen? Because I don't see nobody talking.
Come on, people.
Blind challenge. Next Level is going to give you homework. You guys ready for this?
How many people do we have watching?
All right, there we go. There's some ones coming in. All right. This is what you're going to need for your blind challenge. You're going to need one of these. It's a pen.
Yeah, what's that?
Post-it notes. I'm talking old school here. Old school tech. You guys ready for this? Every night before you go to sleep, I want you to write 2 things that you want to accomplish on this Post-it note, right? And then I want you to put it somewhere that you see every day. Is it your mirror when you're brushing your teeth? Is it your fridge? Is it somewhere where you can't avoid it? It's staring at you. So I want you to have 2 different Post-it notes. I want to have one with a goal that maybe is a little further out. Maybe it's save my first $100 to start a Webull account, a Robinhood account, a Wealthsimple account. And the next Post-it note is the one that you change every day. And that's going to be 2 things that you want to accomplish the next day, right? These are daily accomplishments. Could be anything. I don't know. Get a haircut because Rojas needs one, right? Just
Yeah.
something that you want to accomplish, but I want you to quantify it. And it's okay if you don't complete them in the day. Roll it over, right? Start a new post-it note. If you only do one of them, move it over, add a new one, right? Put it on that mirror when you're brushing your teeth. I want you to stare at it every day. All I'm asking is to quantify your life, to make it into goals, make it into small little things that you can accomplish. And you'll see how these things change. I'm talking the richest people in the world still use these things. Post-it notes. I have post-it notes all over my desk. Rojas uses post-it notes. Everybody who is very successful quantifies their success so that it's achievable. So all I'm asking you guys to do is try it out. That's it. Grab a stack of post-it notes and write one medium to long-term goal. Don't make it too crazy. Still make it achievable. If it's to open a stock account, open a stock account. If it's to start researching about cryptocurrency, make something, two different post-it notes. One is longer than a day and the other one is daily. And every night before you go to bed, you just say, I want to do just two things, two jot notes. I don't know, get a haircut, right? Even if it's something that you know you're going to do the next day, put it on the note. So when you wake up in the morning, you know you have a purpose for that day. These are things that I need to accomplish. And once you accomplish those things, you're going to feel different. You're going to feel better about yourself. I knew I set a path for my day and I did it.
Affirmations.
There you go. Power of the secret of next level.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we do here, Jugs. We change lives.
Yeah. We rule the world.
Are you wearing a Sean John shirt?
Yeah.
Is this 1990?
Yeah. That's one of my favorite shirts, man.
I haven't seen a Sean John shirt in a long time.
Yeah.
Jeez. So I seen you were wearing your next level sweater when you went out with the wife there.
Yep. Oh, hell yeah.
Aren't they comfortable?
Yeah. I wear it lots, actually. Yeah. I like it. People look at it, and when I see people kind of glancing, whatever, I'll put my hand in the pockets and go like this so they can see it better. It's next level YouTube, because and then underneath when I take it off, I got my Juggernaut shirt on.
I gotta change it so it has like a YouTube symbol or maybe like a podcast symbol or something.
Yeah, we can't have the YouTube symbol.
Seriously?
That's copyrighted.
Well, maybe I just write the words YouTube then.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I went looking and stuff because my first design of my shirt, my T-shirt, I usually have it in there, has Juggernaut, and then it says the Juggernaut with the YouTube, the red play button, YouTube channel. Yeah. And I was going to do all my merch that I have with that, and then talking to Cody Skills and stuff, and he goes, "You need to be careful. Check into what you can use and what you can't." So I went looking for Yahoo branding on personal things and stuff like that, and you're not allowed to. Yeah, you gotta. There's some things that you can do and some that you can't. So I just avoided the problem because using the Juggernaut, not just the words, because but an image of the Juggernaut, I had to be very careful because obviously that is a copyrighted material or copyrighted whatever, but I'm able to use that by creative licensing because that one that I used was actually created for me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's like it was created, she drew it, and then I asked her, can I license it? It's like, can I use it for that? And she gave me written consent that I could use it on anything and everything. And her she's Monica Ravenwolf. She's in my description of my videos, the links to her pages and stuff like that. She's an artist, and she drew it. She drew that. I just used the upper part. She drew a whole Juggernaut.
Wow. Yeah.
So that's hand drawn and stuff like that. So it's a print. So I use that. Yeah, I got one today too. Black Next Level hoodie, baby. I got a black one and a purple one.
Roland's got a purple one too.
Fuck him. Actually, I think it's because of Roland. Roland, when him and I were going back and forth one day, and he was like, he was donating here. Send Juggernaut a purple hoodie. Yeah. That's pretty good.
But you know, like I said, I'm just trying to help people. When I get donations and I get stuff like that, I don't just pocket it and go buy a cheeseburger with it. I actually go and invest it into like merchandise. Have I actually done merch sales off my website? I've maybe done 1, 2 at the most. Everything else has been donations, and I give away back to you guys. I don't make, I honestly, to be very blunt, with the price of shipping, the price of the hoodies, the price of it getting printed, I'm not making anything off my merch. I'm just giving back to the community. And I'm just showing appreciation that you guys are supporting me. And I want to give back to you guys. I want to give back whatever I can. If it's merch, because you guys love these live streams that I do, which sometimes I don't even know why. I just get up here and I just talk my gums off. It's been 2 hours. I can't even believe it's been 2 hours and you guys have been listening to me. We've averaged about 30 people in this live stream for 2 hours. Insane. I mean, I'm excited for that. I mean, sure, I can see YouTubers that get like thousands of people on a live stream, but I'm just happy to kick it with you guys. Like I just have fun. But I just want to be able to share whatever I can with you guys and help you guys in any way that I can. I mean, I started with Android boxes. I've talked about computers. People have enjoyed that. I've even talked about Chromebooks, and I got a comment on my Chromebook video the other day, and they're like, your tips are awesome. And I'm like, well, shoot, why can't this video get 1,000 views? But hey, if I help one person, that's what it's about. I mean, we have to start somewhere. We have to help as many people as we can. And if I'm passionate about taking myself in a different direction, if it's beneficial for me and I think it might help somebody else, then I'm going to share it with you guys. And if I'm struggling with creating tech content like I am these days, and YouTube doesn't like it when I put out tech content, then maybe I will put out stock content. Maybe I'll start doing live streams in the morning when I'm looking at the stock market and I'm trying to decide what I'm going to buy. Maybe I'll tell you some of the picks that I'm looking at. Maybe I'll tell you my top 5 crypto plays for long term, because those are some of the things that I'm really passionate about. I love crypto stocks. Absolutely love crypto stocks. One, because a lot of them are Canadian. Like a lot of the cheaper ones are Canadian that are just getting into the NASDAQ and just getting into, you know, the New York Stock Exchange. Some of these started on the TSX and they're just about to hit those markets. And when they do, things could get interesting, because some of those stock plays that are crypto related in the States are at $100. Some of the ones that are on the TSX is like 60 cents.
Yeah.
Question for all you guys that hit the number 1. You just agreed to get a sticky pad, a post-it notes, and a pen, and do homework every night. I hope you're okay with that. How do you feel about that? You guys think you're going to do that? You're going to try it at least for 1 night, 2 nights, maybe a week? Give it a try. Let's see how it works out. And then come back. You know what? Why don't we do this? Let's do this. This sounds fun. So we are going to try it. And we are going to meet next Friday. And let's just talk about it, guys. Right? Let's make this a real feel-good Friday. Let's talk about motivating each other as a community, bringing each other up as a community. And you have book clubs where people will try to like talk about books or whatever. Let's have a motivational club in the community where we can actually just try to motivate each other to do better. Doesn't matter what it is in your life. Just take your life to the next level.
Which I agree on, and I will hopefully I can take part, as in being where I am right now, but I'm going to be doing this too. But the one thing that I do want to put out there is one thing that kind of irks me, and I want us to make the promise of whether I'm involved with you doing this at all, Next Level or Rojas or anybody like that, is that it does not turn into a if you do this, you can be your own boss. If you do this, you can start your own this. If you can do this, you can, like, that's not what we want to go into. And I have to be careful of how I word things, because I'm not shooting any shots at anybody. I'm not pointing any fingers at anybody. I do it on shows too and stuff like that. But it's because there's so many well-known cliche sayings that people think, oh, he's talking about this person, or he's saying this, whatever. No. I just want it to be that this is about you guys.
It's not about me.
No, that's be about those who are watching, motivating and being better, not being better at making money, not being better at whatever, that just being better, period. And that makes a real excellent show. I just don't I'd love to see that, and I put that out there, and if I can be part of that, is I would love to be, because that is motivating, that's inspirational, that's like happy Pistachio Day, everybody.
We never really know where we're going unless we know where we are, and we have to reflect on who we are as individuals. This life moves way too fast. We go to work, we come home, we eat dinner, maybe watch a TV show, and then it's bedtime before we know it, right? Where is us in that as people? How do we define ourselves? What do we enjoy? What do we like? What drives us? We don't even ask ourselves these questions, right? So I think it has nothing to do with me. If you want to follow along, it's cool. If you don't, that's cool too, right? It's not for anybody to brag about, oh, I was able to accomplish this because I put it on a post-it note. These achievements are for us to own and us alone. If you want to share it, cool. You know what I mean? It is whatever you want to make it. But if we can motivate you guys in any way, and if it's as simple as us sharing our journey, well, shoot, we've been doing that from day one on YouTube. And if that's what it takes to motivate some people, then I'm down. I will never take ownership of me pushing you to do something because I told you to write it on a post-it note. But if you are able to get to a place because of something that you heard on my live stream, cool. I am super happy for you, but it has nothing to do with me because you did the work. I didn't do it for you.
And that's the best part. That's why when you're putting out information and we're talking about specifically about the stocks and where to start, and even when I had my input and things like that, it just puts it out there for you to lean your head forward. That's plain and simple.
It's like Jugs made 80% on some of his calls. Next Level never DM'd him and was like, hey, so where's my 10%? Huh? Where's my 10%? No, I actually had one person who email money transferred me $5 because they made some money off of a call. And I said, don't do that again. Just take that $5 and reinvest it. That $5 ain't gonna do nothing for me. But if you compound that and you put that with your next play, just invest in yourself. Don't worry about me.
Well, let's not get it twisted, brother. If I was like the one person who made 10K, I would have flipped you. I would flip you something full show.
Hey, but I don't do it for that.
Yeah, I know that's the thing is no, you don't. And that is the reason why I would, because you don't do it for that. That is not your main premise on doing things. If it was, it would be given, the information would be given in a completely different way. So the way you're doing it, as you pass on information as you're learning, and you're teaching it to me, and I'm going to pass it on to people as I'm learning, to me, we grow together.
100%.
Yeah.
It's about building that community. And that's one thing that I've always loved to do. For those of you that have rocked with me for a long time, you guys have known that everything that I've tried to do was community based. When I first came into this scene, I was an admin in the Filing group on Facebook, which has 25,000 members, right? And then I started my own groups on Facebook, which got to almost 10,000 members before Facebook shut me down. And then we moved to Telegram. My Telegram group is one of the largest that I see in the community at almost 1,700 members. To me, it's all about the community. If I can build a community, a place where people can gather information, I'm doing something right. I don't want to it's not about me. It's about the community, because I'm nothing without the community. I'm absolutely nothing. I'm a stupid, long-haired, grimace-looking brown dude standing on a soapbox talking about posted notes and stock markets, and I don't know. I'm just some random guy on the internet. You should never listen to me. Do your own research.
And never repeat the words brown dude.
Well, I mean, I don't know. What do you want me to say?
You're more beige. Beige. I guess I'm beige.
No, I'm pretty brown.
Yeah, you are.
I don't know how else to paint it.
Yeah, I know.
It's funny because fun fact, my great grandfather was Scottish, and then my other one was brown. So most of my family is light skin. So my oldest brother looks like he's French. So me and my middle brother call him Frenchie, and that's what we still call him today. And then I'm the darkest one in the whole family. I don't even look like I belong to my family.
That's my wife too. My wife is she's Cree.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's full Cree, so she's indigenous. But you take a look at her; she's so light skinned and blue eyes that, and her brothers and sisters and cousins, everybody else is all. They're like, "Who's your daddy?" You know, she's like, "Well, you know my daddy, and you know my mommy." You know,
it's funny. When I first started on YouTube, I never showed my face, and I would have people that would find me on Facebook and see my profile picture and say, "You're not NxtLvLTech," because I don't sound like a brown dude on YouTube. Or if you didn't see my face, a lot of people would assume that I wasn't brown. Just saying. So I had some very interesting conversations well in the beginning before I decided to show my face.
you don't sound like. So what the fuck?
But it's true.
What? So what? I'm supposed to be brown dude. So I'm supposed to be. Oh, where'd you go?
Oh, I'm here. I'm just showing you that I'm not a brown dude.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say. So what? I'm supposed to sound like either casino or tech support. You know, like what
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just it's funny when you deal with people's ignorances, I guess, or cliches or stereotypes or whatever you want to call it. It's just interesting.
Yeah, well, that's yeah.
Tadao says, "Good people, blessings. I can tell I missed a good show today." This show is probably something you want to rewind and look back. I mean, you don't have to watch the whole thing. It's 2 hours. You can catch a bit here and there, but it was a pretty good show. Pretty good show. We're talking about investing in yourself. There is a challenge that I'm putting out to a lot of people, and I'm going to try to hold myself to this challenge. And the only reason I'm throwing it out to you guys is because if I'm going to throw it out to you guys, I sure as hell be doing it myself, right? It's a way to motivate myself. And I am challenging everybody to grab a Post-it note, right? And I want you to have two in a place that you see every day. If it's your mirror where you brush your teeth, if it's your fridge, somewhere where it looks you in your face every day, and have one that you write every night and two things that you're going to do the next day. It can be something simple, like get a haircut. I don't know. Something that you want to accomplish the next day. It doesn't have to be financial. It doesn't have to be whatever. Maybe it's drink more water. Shoot, we could all use a little bit more water in our life. Drink 5 glasses. Because Jug was talking about he's got to cut back some of his energy drinks, right? How do we do that? I'm not asking you guys to go change the world. I want you guys to write down 2 things you want to accomplish the next day, and don't beat yourself up. If you only do one of them, roll it over. The next night, roll it over, write 2 things, put it on your mirror, on your fridge, whatever. The second Post-it note has to be something that you want to accomplish in more than a day. I'm not asking you to change a big part of your life. I'm not asking you to go out there and invest $5,000 by the end of the week. Just something that's longer than a day, so that you can look at the 2 and say, okay, I've done this and this, and I'm thinking about this constantly. This is something that I want to achieve. And it's always in your mind because it's staring at you in your face. And I'm going to be doing these things too. And I'm going to hold myself accountable. And let's see. I'm not going to ask you what you've been writing down. I'm going to hold myself accountable and say, I've been doing this and it's been working out good for me. I'm going to come back next Friday and it's going to be a different Feel Good Friday, because I think that I really want to focus around motivating the community into being better versions of themselves. And that's something that I can't tell you to do. I can't tell you to be a better version of yourself because I'm not you. I can't define that for you. But I can tell you some things that have worked for me. And if it works for you, then all the power to you guys. I'm just going to try to be better every day, because Flick Chick's like, no, you're not serious. I'm serious. Go get a Post-it note. You got one of these? Telling you, you can get them at the dollar store. I bought a big pack at Costco, so I got a lot of use. Maybe I could even mail some out to you guys. I don't even know.
Let's go to the dollar store and buy them.
I know. But I'm just saying, whatever works for you guys, let's just try to quantify our success. Own it. That's it.
Yep.
Man, 2 hours and 20 minutes. I think I'm gonna cut this short soon because I don't even know. I'm just blabbering on at this point.
Well, it was a good show.
It was a good show for sure.
I just want a couple comments. Donald Denice says, "Don't judge, be kind." That's a misconception. Everybody, judge. Be judgeful. Judge people. Judge yourself. You can't judge, like you can't go up to a person and let's say you're in a crowd of people, your friends want to introduce it to you, somebody, you instantly, oh, that man, they're awesome. Give them a hug, high five, ass grab, whatever you want. No, you have to judge how they look, how they talk, how they smell, how they move, everything. We realize that we judge everything and anything we can see, touch, feel, or hear. Everything we judge. Realize we do judge. But don't use the judgment as a negative. Use it as an educational tool because you are being judged. I'm being judged. You're listening to me right now. You're judging if I'm full of shit. You're judging if I'm as sexy as I think I am. No, that's dumb. I just say that because
you're awesome, Jugs. I love it. I love it.
But it's like you are. We're judging. You're judging if the information we give you is worth 2 pennies to rub against each other. You're judging people's comments. We judge. That's my point. Is I can go on forever. Don't go through life saying don't judge. No, judge, but be kind. Those are the biggest words that state in that statement. Be kind. Well, it's the hardest thing to do is be kind, but it's also the easiest. I used to be so mean.
We take our judgments and we define who we are as people, right? It's not about taking judgment on somebody else and being spiteful on them. It's judging people to help reflect on the person that we would like to be and how we want to carry ourselves. It's not judging someone to tell them to change their life. It's a wake-up call to ourselves. Let's not be ignorant of some of the things that we see in society. Let's reflect on ourselves to make sure that we are acting in a way where we can look back in a mirror and say, I am happy with the person I am today.
Yep.
There was a comment also by Donald. He says, be thankful. Shoot, yo, if you want to write that on your post-it note and say, thank somebody, find somebody and thank them. If somebody does something for you, it doesn't matter how small, you never know how far a little bit of gratitude is going to go. People do things and they don't even realize the actions they're doing, good or bad. We do things sometimes because we get into that robotic mode and we forget to appreciate certain little things, right? Yep. So just, if you want to write that down to start with, I'm not asking you guys to change the world. I'm not telling you what to do, but thank somebody. You know what I mean? Something small. We're living in a time right now where we are locked the F down. We are going crazy. We're going mental. We're like chickens in a coop and we're all like strung up and we're angry. We're frustrated. We're depressed. We're all kinds of different. We're confused. We don't know which way to go. We don't know what to believe on the media. We don't know what to believe when it comes to what they're telling us. We don't know if we're going this way or that way. We need a little bit of support. And not just you, your friends, your family, your kids, your mothers, your fathers, your loved ones, everybody. And a little bit of appreciation, a hi, a hello, it goes a long way. And everyone needs someone to talk to. Shoot, even me. You know, I realized this the other day. I absolutely hate talking on the phone. But now, hey, if I'm doing dishes, call me.
Yeah.
Because doing dishes is boring AF. But if I'm talking to somebody on the phone, it's okay. I'm not really doing dishes. I'm having a conversation about stocks. I'm having a conversation about YouTube. I'm having a conversation about my podcast. I'm having a conversations and I'm working my brain and I'm multitasking. And I just realized I don't mind talking on the phone as long as I'm doing something stupid like washing the dishes. Melinda, I appreciate everything you do. I appreciate all the comments that you do. Like I always say, I love reading your comments when you're listening to our content. And I just thank you for always supporting what we do. Really do appreciate it. Maybe I will buy some chicken tonight. Maybe I'll order food. I actually had a standoff. I got so bad where I was Uber eating like all the time that I got stuck into that stupid monthly plan that they had. And the past 2 weeks, I haven't ordered a single thing from Uber Eats. And I think I can reward myself with some chicken wings tonight. I'm just saying, I might order some chicken wings.
I'm just saying, I think I'm going to have chicken wings too.
Yeah, that sounds kind of good.
Chicken wing, chicken wing, chicken wing. But I have to get going. I just got a message, so I got to answer and go talk to him.
Yeah.
And I'm going to bring it down for a second, then bring it back up. We're doing all this in order to enlighten people, to have fun, to shoot the shit, talk on here, show our faces, maybe educate, illuminate, and have fun. And we talk about bettering ourselves, and things around us will come better and stuff like that. I always leave a show with the same saying. I've been doing it since like day 2 and stuff like that, where I live for today, tomorrow is not guaranteed. Now, this has hit home super hard in the last month. So I stress to people, don't leave anything negative if possible. If you have a person or a place, a thing that you don't like for whatever reason, I'm not saying you have to love everything, but you don't like, you don't want to be there, don't think you're not having fun or things like that, change it. Better yourself. Never feel that you're trapped into one single path, because it all can change in a blink of an eye. My brother's son was murdered. Probably about 3 weeks ago. He went missing and then he was murdered. Gruesomely, brutally executed. Wrong path he was on. That to me ignited another fire underneath me to say to people is live your life to the fullest every day, but thinking of the things that you're going to leave behind. So when we talk about investing in yourself, it's going to better you, your soul, your heart, your mind, your body, your path. Shit, maybe you'll grow some hair, whatever, because that's what I'm hoping for. See my ball? Yeah. But my point is like we don't want to be thought of in negative light as best as possible. So let's better ourselves and use this tool and this platform that Next Level is giving us to follow those affirmations, as we call them, and things that to promote happiness. And it always seems so, I used to laugh at people like that. Man, I'm going to use a wrong term. I used to think, man, that's gay as fuck. And, but I didn't mean like the homosexual gay, you know what I mean? I don't want to politically try to justify that, but I mean like, damn, is this happiness? Let's all just be happy. Let's all just get along. We know the fact that we all can't get along, but you know what? We all can be happy. You choose the level of happiness you want. So do it. Choose your level. Go to the next level. Sorry, I found that funny. But that's what I'm saying is because of that tragedy that happened, is live your life to the fullest. Live today because tomorrow's not guaranteed, because it all can change in a blink of an eye. Reach out to those that you love and tell them that exactly. I love you. Hey, bro, love you. Hey, sis, mom, uncle, love you. The people that you don't reach out. But also don't need to badmouth them, things like that. So because I do have to get going, and it's love, peace, and chicken grease.
Jugs, I appreciate you. I'm sorry for your loss. I'm always here. If you ever reach out, I always respond to your messages. If you ever need to have a conversation, don't be afraid to just hit me up, call me, whatever you need. I'm here for you, brother.
Well, I appreciate that. And everybody else, same thing goes for you guys. Humble yourself, and I don't mean humble as in education. And if you need to reach out for anything, reach out. That's the hardest part. Reach out. I need help. I need guidance. Mm-hmm. Can you help me? Do you have thoughts? Do you have this? Reach out. I'm not feeling it. I'm not loving it. I'm feeling down. I'm contemplating. Reach out. If you can't get a hold of me by going to my YouTube channel, you think, fuck, I can't get a hold of Juggernaut. And if anybody doesn't know, my real name's Brian. You can reach out to Brian at any time. sbjuggernaut@gmail.com. Supreme Builds, sbjuggernaut@gmail.com. If you need to reach out, I will grab your hand. Period. I gotta go.
Appreciate you, brother. We'll catch up. You know, if Juggernaut shared that story with us, or if he didn't, there are people that are going through trials, tribulations, situations in their life that we know nothing about. And sometimes all it takes is just a hi or a hello. People aren't willing to just come to you and talk to you. It's very difficult. It's hard to talk about some of the situations we go through in our life. So I strongly encourage those people that mean something to you to say, hey, what's up? How you doing? You know, see how they're doing. That's it. And just have those conversations. I know for myself, I've been welcoming a lot more conversations with some of my friends that I haven't reached out to in a long time. And when I connect with them, I'm getting the same kind of response. It's almost like, hey, just hit me up. Like, we need to have conversations more because we are living in a very difficult time, mentally, physically. We are not as physically active as we used to be. We can't, people can't go to the gyms. People are not going outside as much. We're not eating as healthy as, we used to. And I know it's so cliche when we say, oh, people aren't eating as healthy as they used to. Yeah. It's a lot more difficult for some of us to go to a grocery store. It's a lot more difficult for us to be active. It's a lot more difficult for us to manage activities and food and all that kind of stuff. And we all need a little bit of support sometimes. So, use it as a reminder to ourselves when we say things like treat people the way you want to be treated. Sometimes you need a little wake-up call. Sometimes you need a hello. Sometimes you need a hi. Sometimes you need someone there for you and you don't even know it. So just be a little bit of goodness in that life, right? Something that drives me, and I'm going to leave you guys with this. Because we've been streaming for over 2.5 hours now, which is, I did not plan for this at all. I thought it's going to be a 20-minute show, a 30-minute show, but I'm going to leave you guys with this. Before I forget, Justin, thank you very much for your support, brother. I appreciate it. He says next level for life. For sure. That's right. And next level's not me. Next level is all you guys. Next level's a way of life. Because the way I look at it is we should all be striving to get somewhere. There's always another level. There's always another platform. There's always another situation for us to conquer in our lives. It's a mentality. If you talk to Rojas, you see, I work with Rojas all the time. Rojas sees a lot of the struggles that I go through, be it tech. He hears a lot of my personal stuff that I go through. We built that friendship, but he's witnessed some of the stupid shit that I do, some of the stupid shit that I go through, some of the stuff that I struggle with. But I tell him, I say, if there wasn't an issue for me to get through, I wouldn't be next level. Because I have to keep learning. I have to keep pushing. There always has to be a challenge for me. And we all need to challenge ourselves to get to where we want to be in life. But I don't even know where I was going with that. This stream got real. The stream got real. But man, I just now I know. Okay, sorry guys. The thing that drives me, it's not for kudos. It's not for people to thank me. It's not for anything for me. I just hope that when I'm no longer around, it'll be something that my son can look back on. And if he doesn't remember, then people will be there to guide him, to share stories about how they've interacted with me and I was able to live my life in a way where he can be proud of me. So I'm gonna leave you guys with that. Yeah. So like I always say, guys, you guys stay humble, be patient. Roland, I see you. Thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, stay humble, be patient. Always try to take yourself to that next level, and we'll get there. Next Friday, Feel Good Friday. Everyone who's got homework, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.